Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, hello and welcome into a Football Friday and a Free Beer Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. We are live online, PR927FM.com. You can find us on Facebook Live and on YouTube before Saturday's kickoff between the Pirates and the Houston Cougars. Make sure you check out our YouTube page at Pirate Radio TV. See the full interviews with Mike Houston, also Donnie Kirkpatrick, Blake Harrell, a couple Pirate players as well, Tyler Snead and Miles Berry. It's all there for you on our YouTube page. You can chime in on today's show right on our Facebook Live page and be a part of the program. Big show on tap. Troy D is alongside, and Coach Rick Smith will get you ready for East Carolina and Houston coming up Saturday in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll have our weekly NFL segment with Tony Dunn. We'll talk Panthers. We'll make some Week 7 NFL picks. At 5 o'clock, we'll talk to the voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium and Minges Coliseum, Morgan Ahlers. He'll join us inside the Pirate Radio studios. And at around 5:20 or so, we'll talk to Brian North from WCTI 12. We'll run down all the football action going on high school, college, and pro this weekend. So a ton to get to on today's program. Plus, it is Free Beer Friday. We'll make you a winner coming up in hour 3 of today's show. Shirley Rhodes is here. The big dog, Glenn Griffin, here as well. Troy D alongside. Happy Friday to you,
Happy
Troy.
Friday. Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well.
Doing well. Voice a little deep today.
Yeah, I still have
going on.
I'm about 90% back.
Okay.
I was dealing with a little sinus issue yesterday. I don't get sick. I mean, really, as you think about it, knock on wood. But I think I picked up some sinus thing from my kid, so I stayed home yesterday. But I feel like I'm getting back. I just don't sound. I might sound better.
You feel
actually
better than you sound?
Yes, I feel a lot better than I sound. I don't think I sound great, but as I said, that's due to a sinus issue. But I do feel much better, and I actually have a lot of work to do. I thought getting out of the house would actually make me feel better, too.
Well, Coach,
I missed you guys.
Yeah, Troy D is a warrior, as you know. He's going to fight
Sometimes
through it.
Sometimes you got to play hurt, Coach.
Yeah, you might want to. He's getting away over there.
No, I'm fine. I would not put myself or you guys in jeopardy.
Rick Smith, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day to be alive.
That it is.
Beautiful weather today.
It is. It's a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful week. I mean, it's been cool. It's been a nice breeze.
Yeah. If I was going to skip a show, this would be a good one to do it.
Yeah.
It's not too late. You'd head on out right now.
We're awaiting Michael Perry. We had promoted that, the new basketball analyst.
That's right.
For ECU. I reached out to Michael yesterday, set up for him to join us at 3. We were 3 minutes after 3. Haven't heard, unfortunately, not saying he won't show up, but he's not here now. And I've reached out to him if we're still good. I haven't heard back. So maybe he's under the weather.
Planning to hook up with Coach Perry.
Yeah.
Coming up at some point during this hour as well. Coach Smith, what'd you do during the bye week last weekend?
I watched other football teams play.
That's exactly what I did. It was a great Saturday.
I try to watch Florida State every week because I graduated from there. And then, when you coach 50 years, there's a lot of schools that you coached at that you watch. I coached at Cincinnati. I watched them. I coached at South Florida, Baylor. I mean, a lot of places, Alabama.
You got Kentucky ties, so did you?
I was at Kentucky long. The two places I coached the longest was East Carolina and Kentucky. So I watched them, and my son, as I mentioned last week, not my son, but my grandson is the football manager there.
And they hung around about as best you can against Georgia, right? I mean, Georgia is the top team in the country by far at this point.
And playing at Georgia, is hard.
They'll smother you. Troy D, you were watching football during the bye week live in Illinois, called Northwestern and Rutgers.
I almost went to a high school game too. I almost
could have gone for the three-peat.
New Trier is a big high school up there in that area, and it was a little drizzly Friday, and we were going to go to dinner instead. And it's where my niece and nephew go to school.
I think you just wanted to mention that because you know one high school that Coach Smith doesn't know and didn't recruit.
You probably do know New Trier. That's a pretty well-known high school. You ever heard of New Trier?
What state?
It's in Illinois. It's in the suburbs of Chicago.
I've probably been there one time when trying to think.
It's kind of in the Wilmette, Northfield area.
When I first got to Kentucky way back, they sent me to Chicago to recruit for a week. And I remember, the great story when I came back, I told Coach Curry and the whole staff meeting, I said, Coach, I saw less players in Chicago in 5 days than I would have seen in Tallahassee, Florida in one. And he kind of looked at me and said, I'll talk to you after the meeting, Rick. So after the meeting, he said, we'll send you back to North Florida and the South Georgia and the Panhandle. How
about high school's got like over 4,000 students, Clip. I mean, that's bigger than a lot of colleges. Think about it.
Well, when I got
that's a lot of students for high school.
When I got off the plane, I had they told me to get a small, inconspicuous car. Have I told this story?
The Cadillac?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've told it. But that's all right. You want to tell it real quick again?
I don't remember it.
All right, tell it one more time.
Well, I'm in Chicago for the first time ever, and they told me...
This is a funny story.
They told me, the guy that recruited, I'm just going up there to check out the players that he's seen. He says, now get an inconspicuous small car.
And this is the 80s, right?
Yeah, this is... He said, you're going to be going to some pretty rough area.
Yeah, you want to blend in.
So, so I had ordered, the girl... I was supposed to get.
So what type of car do you get to blend in?
I'm supposed to get a compact car, little car.
Yeah,
well,
like a Toyota Tercel or something at the time.
I get a red 2-door Cadillac with a white vinyl top.
The big one. The long one.
I mean,
like those Eldorado ones that were real long back then.
That would only happen to me,
So you're rolling into high school with the Caddy.
But I had they had nothing else.
Yeah.
Because there was some big convention then. I was really upset.
This guy was legit coming in with his cash.
Yeah. The players probably thought you were going to give it to them after they signed with you.
I'm leaving the parking lot. And the parking attendant, I pull up in this Cadillac, and he looked at me and he shook his head and he said, "The Cadillac man." I said, "Well, that's all they had." And he said, "Good luck."
The Cadillac man, Rick Smith, joining us here.
Breaking news, as promised. Coach Michael Perry in the house. We need a guy. Go ahead, come on in, Coach. We are live all day. Good to see you.
Slide like that. Okay.
So this now you can tell we're not recording today. This is live stuff right here. Great to see you, Michael Perry, who is just walking in.
Good.
As we reset here on PRL. How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
I'm great. All is well. Yeah, for sure.
Well, we had run into each other about a month ago off air, and we were catching up. And I was asking what you've been up to, and you're like, well, kind of been taking it easy, going to do some media stuff. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. We'll have to get you on as a guest sometime soon. Man, you didn't let the cat out of the bag. I didn't know the media stuff would escalate this quickly. Congratulations on your new gig.
Well, yeah, thank you. I'm really excited. Obviously, getting in the gym from the other sideline as opposed to the side where the coaches and the players are is a little different, but I'm looking forward to that, and it's something that I've always had an interest in. And radio and television were something I've been exploring for some time, and when this opportunity came up, things kind of fell into place.
And we should, I guess, reset Clip for folks that are tuning in. They hear yesterday's news that Coach Michael Perry, who spent a number of years as an assistant coach here at East Carolina under Coach Mac McCarthy, and then also as head coach yourself, is now taking a role as the analyst for the IMG radio network for ECU basketball, working alongside our buddy Jeff Charles. I know Jeff will be excited about that. Cy Seymour, in case you're wondering, has not been fired. Cy Seymour is moving over to ESPN Plus.
Yeah, we'll be doing the home games.
You may see, you actually may see and hear Cy as much, if not more, depending on how you consume games.
They had to put that beautiful face on TV and off radio for
so. They split Cy on TV. Jeff will remain on radio, and then Michael Perry joining in. What have you been doing up until now, though, Coach? It's been a few years since you were coaching ECU basketball. What have you been doing in between?
I've been evaluating and watching a lot of practices for our coaches. They've been having me come in and evaluate their teams. I've also been doing some consulting work with some of these upstart professional leagues that are starting, almost kind of presenting another option for prospects, sometimes maybe other than just going a traditional route. So I've been doing some consulting work with those and getting some of those leagues started. So it's been some interesting endeavors in terms of basketball.
Is coaching something you want to get back into, or do you kind of like being on this other side of it now where you can kind of come in as a consultant, also start this new media career too?
Well, I'm kind of open to everything. I'm kind of open to everything. And I'm just excited, for new ventures and new things. I'm still passionate about coaching. I think that's going to help me in terms of being an analyst and a color commentator. I think when you're still passionate about the sport, I think it does lead yourself to be able to have an interesting insight. And I am still passionate about, teaching and coaching and mentoring young men.
Are you surprised, Coach, at how much this thing has changed? I talked about it with Cy and a couple weeks ago and Joe Dooley this past week. But the recruiting traditional high school players, 4-year players, and now you throw in the transfer portal and recruiting the portal, and how close it's become to like a 50-50 split between that. I mean, what's your take on what's happening right now?
Well, I think that in athletics in general, college athletics particularly, and just athletics in general, you have to be progressive in your thinking or you get passed by. As you've seen with some of these conference affiliations, the leagues that got out in front of it, they were the ones that actually kind of benefited for it. The ones that didn't, scrambling. And I think that it's true also with athletics. I think Mike Krzyzewski probably said it best years ago that, we've got to get out of looking at what the traditional model is, and we got to think beyond that. And I think that's what's happening. The game is moving forward at a tremendous rate right now. And a lot of options are being presented to kids, both in terms of going to traditional colleges and also for going to play in some of these other leagues, which are also presenting an option on the table for these kids to be able to go to college as well, while also being compensated to be able to play. But being able to play and being compensated, boy, that's a whole new ball game. I can't imagine what that's like for a high school kid.
Michael Perry joined us in studio, former ECU basketball coach, now getting ready to have a new role as a radio analyst alongside Jeff Charles for this year's season. Coach, as you know, the lifeblood of a program is recruiting, and Rick, I know the same for football. It doesn't matter what sport. You're only as good as your next group of recruits and the future players that you can get. It's got to be stressful, though, now for these coaches, and really this is probably every major sport. Not only do you got to recruit the future, the high school kids that are coming up, you got to recruit your own players to stay, as Clip mentioned with that transfer portal. Every year, you're liable to lose people every single year on your own team. So the recruiting, not only does it never end for the future of the program from the high schoolers, it never ends with the current players that you have too. That's got to be a real tough balance, I think, for coaches nowadays.
Sure, I think we've got to, again, look at things a little differently than what we used to. I can remember older coaches, for instance, years ago used to say, I'm not recruiting kids in my own program. I'm not re-recruiting kids who are already in my program. That used to be their mindset. And you can't have that attitude today because you literally have to re-recruit the kids that are in your program. That's just the reality of basketball today. And football, all the sports.
Michael Perry joining us in studio, Coach Rick Smith as well. Coach, have you had an opportunity? East Carolina has some familiar faces coming back with Suggs and Tremont Robinson-White, Tristan Newton, J.J. Miles, Luigi DeBow. They also have a full crop of freshmen and a full crop of grad transfers and transfers from the portal. So have you had an opportunity to look at this team coming up?
Not a lot. Again, a lot of new faces, obviously. And some I am familiar with, some I'm not. But I've got a general idea. But over the coming weeks, I'm going to get a better perspective on the players and what they are. But I am familiar with some of them. I'm probably most excited about the kid Tabs. I knew him. I saw him when he played at Boston College. Mm-hmm. And though he was injured, but I know that staff was very excited about him. And in fact, they used to always joke, some of those guys I know, about if that guy was able to play. They'll still be coaching at Boston College. They were that excited about him. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to be able to do in terms of his impact here. He's probably the one, at least me personally, I'm most excited about. He can play.
Clip, we're talking about players. We might want to look at a guy named Michael Perry and see how much eligibility he has left as I look over and tell you what you've been doing the past few years. That's working out. Looks like you could get back out there on the court and pretty jacked up right now and hang with the best of them.
I may look like it, but I can't. I wouldn't want to run up and down.
May not have the stamina you used to, but
it's show conditioning.
Yeah, but it looks good. I'll tell you that. Yeah, you look like you're in great shape, Coach.
How about I talked about the changes in the recruiting. How about the way basketball has changed, going further and further away from the basket, Coach? Is that, I don't know, everything seems to be cyclical. Maybe one day we'll get back to the Giants inside, but right now, if you can shoot the three and if you got good guard play, you're going to win more games than you lose.
It's trendy with basketball, as it is in football too. I can't say specifically with baseball, but I watch football a lot also. But just everything is a little trendy, With basketball, I remember years ago when Maryland was getting your 2 Final Fours and winning. You started seeing a lot of teams running flex offense. When Kentucky and Calipari Pitino was at Kentucky, and he really started the pressing. I remember guys used to laugh, and you would see kids that were probably challenged athletically, but they were still playing that style of play like Kentucky plays, because that was the style at that time. A lot of threes, a lot of transition basketball, and then you saw the trend with Florida with the ball screen. This came from the NBA, but it's a lot of ball screen action. So everything is kind of trendy, and that's where we are right now. Ball screens, a lot of threes, and a lot of transition basketball.
Coach, we talked last week. I said defenses are making a comeback, and you said maybe 5 years from now everybody will be running the wishbone again.
Probably.
Everything goes in cycles.
Yeah, all the stuff from the 80s is popular again right now.
It's all going to come back.
So why not the offense and defense?
Yeah.
Just like in college, what is it now? Kids transfer, they don't have to sit a year. Mm-hmm. Well, like I recruited the Panhandle of Florida for my whole career, 50 years. And now, used to, if a high school kid transferred, he had to sit a year. Not anymore.
I guess it also depends on your district too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because each district has different rules. I don't know if that's the case in Pitt County.
I know in Tallahassee, Florida, if a kid transferred back, a few years ago, had to sit a year.
Yeah, but those rules they are changing.
And now
it trickles down.
Now it's just musical chairs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. There are kids that have transferred 3 times that are playing now.
Yeah,
they've been to 3 Division I schools, which is
that a red flag for you, Coach? Both you guys, a kid that transfers. I've seen this before, and sometimes it's the parents more than the kid moving them from one school to another in high school, and then in college, if they've bounced around so much, does that sometimes say, "Man, what's going on here?"
I think with some programs it is a red flag, but I think with some programs you don't have the luxury of being able to say, "I'm going to pass on that guy," because you need talent, and sometimes you bite the bullet, and you always think that I'm the guy that can that can manage this kid properly.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been talking about Vance Jackson, the newcomer for East Carolina. He's been at UConn, New Mexico, Arkansas.
Yep.
And a lot of people are saying he might be the best player on this East Carolina roster. And I mentioned it to Coach Dooley the other day that it seemed like there used to be a stigma on transfers. Like, well, there's a reason he's leaving. We don't want to bring in. But that has completely changed now, right, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think that everybody feels that, with some kids, I think when you're recruiting kids sometimes, and I think I did it myself, you recruit some kids, and some kids you feel like when you're recruiting battles with the kid, you may see, well, maybe this kid is being recruited a little bit higher than probably he's going to be able to play at, but you still maintain that relationship with him. Then the kid ends up transferring because the depth chart doesn't allow him to be able to play the minutes that maybe he's going to be happy with. And so sometimes it's not a matter of a kid not being talented enough. Sometimes maybe it's a bad fit, and also the commitment sometimes that programs have to developing players. Some guys aren't committed to developing players. They're committed to a quick fix. They may get a junior college player and don't allow a kid to have opportunity to develop. So sometimes they have to be careful where they go. Now, we're always watching those situations because that's an opportunity. A kid may be leaving who's a quality kid and doesn't have any skeletons in his closet.
Talking to Coach Michael Perry from ECU basketball, formerly coach at ECU basketball, now lead analyst for ECU basketball on the IMG Sports Network. Coach, I've been following East Carolina basketball for longer than I care to admit, and I've always felt, man, okay, there's only 5 guys on the court. East Carolina could just land that big fit, 1 or 2 of those big players that could turn this thing around. And once you get that momentum going, this program could turn it around. But it seems like we've just never been able to really kind of turn it around. What is the missing piece for ECU basketball? Why has ECU basketball struggled so bad for the past 30, 40 years, if not longer? And can it be turned around here?
Yeah, it can. I mean, certainly Joe's doing a great job. They're trending in the right direction. It doesn't always reflect in your win-loss record. Sometimes you may have to go through a few years in which you're going to have to struggle somewhat. But I think they're trending in the right direction, and I think it's just a matter of just having consistency. Consistency with your staff, consistency with your administration, and then with a group of players that you can bring in and kind of grow with that particular group.
Does this new conference kind of almost help, even though it's some would say watered down, the American Conference, does it almost help us in basketball that some of these tougher teams are getting out of the league, and does it make it a little more winnable for a school like East Carolina?
I think people need to be let's slow down with that. I think I've heard a few people saying that already about, hey, this league is going to be a lot more manageable for East Carolina now because of these other teams that are coming in. But those other teams that are coming in, they've got really great basketball tradition also. UNC Charlotte has great basketball tradition. UAB has great basketball tradition. So it's not going to be that much of a drop-off now.
I'd rather play Rice than Houston, but I do agree with his point. Yeah. And look, Troy, we've been around a long time. It's not like the Pirates were able to run through the CAA back in the day.
And we've struggled with UNC Greensboro and UNCW lately.
But I think if we get a group and we can have that group around for a while, I think we're going to see some results. And I think that's the key, being able to get a group of guys and then have some consistency, which is very difficult given the landscape of the business now with kids being able to lead. But if you can get a good group in and you can grow with that group, I think they're going to get better. My alma mater, University of Richmond, has a group of kids. They've all basically been together for 4 years. And they've had some success recently.
It's almost unheard of in this day and age.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But sometimes when you can get a group of kids there together and you put a piece here and a piece there, I don't think you need one great player in order to make it happen. I just think it's going to take a while. You're going to build player here, player there. Kids play together for a couple of years, and I think you're going to have something special on your hands. I think right now the program's trending in the right direction.
Coach, looking forward to hearing you with the voice Jeff Charles. But if you do get back into coaching, an idea for you should just roam the country, and when a coach gets let go, you should be the interim coach, because every time you stepped in as the interim head coach, y'all would win a big game or two right after it. And what is that? The team rallying together, hearing a different voice. It seemed like it happened every time you would take over the team.
It's probably a combination of both. I think that the kids feel that it's time for us to kind of pull together and become more of a cohesive group. Not that they were not before, but I just think when you're in a situation like that where a coach steps down or a coach is injured and has to step away for a while, it's just natural instinct for kids to kind of rally together more so than before. But it was a good time. And I've had that experience at East Carolina and also at Georgia State. I mean, it's a great experience to be a part of, and great to see the kids respond.
He could be America's interim for hire.
There you go. It's the mercenary.
Your coach assassin. He'll
coming in and winning games.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Coach, enjoyed it. Thank you for coming by. You can stick around if you want. We're going to take time out.
You're welcome to hang out. We're going to talk football a little bit if you want to stick around. If not, we'll let you get going, but totally your call.
I'm going to get out of the way, but if you're going to talk football, I mean, we're just going to keep it at college, or we're going to go to the pros. Now, when you talk about the Cowboys, then I'm a bit of an authority.
We got to go. We got to go. We're out of time. Sorry, Coach.
Sorry about that. We're going to just keep it at college today. Just keep it at college.
Your boys look good. Yeah, I'm a Washington fan, so I don't have anything to say to you right now. Yeah.
I'm a Cowboy fan.
What? There you go.
Oh my God! This whole show's over. We're out of here. All right. Well, Coach,
this show is trending down.
We'll take a timeout. Come back. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Have you been waiting to try CBD? ENS Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville is the area leader in CBD. We want to educate you on how our products work with your endocannabinoid system. These products are all natural and non-addictive. ENS offers a variety of products to meet your needs. tinctures, edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. E&S Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Dr. Christopher McDowell from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services. For experience and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates! Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. It's hard to right a wrong, but at least you can try. I'll have some thoughts next.
There are lots of reasons to love the Carolinas. We have awesome beaches, beautiful mountains, great weather, friendly people. We have some of the best teams to root for and the best schools to be a part of. But the one reason above all others to love the Carolinas? Pepsi Cola. Somehow, it just tastes different here. Better. More refreshing. No one can really explain why. All we can guess is, it's better here because it was born here. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas.
I will never forget December the 4th, 2016. It was the day Ruffin McNeil was unjustly fired as the football coach at ECU. It was wrong on so many levels. I remember the first person I told was former ECU basketball coach, the late Eddie Payne. His team, USC Upstate, was walking into Minges Coliseum for a shoot-around in preparation for the game that night against ECU. He was shocked, as we all were. Now turn the clock up 5 years, and Ruff is going into the Hall of Fame, and deservedly so. He was an outstanding player for the Pirates and ranks 4th all-time in coaching victories with 42. Yes, Ruff should be in the Hall of Fame and will go in the first weekend in November. And by the way, he's the 3rd former ECU football coach who was fired and then put in the Hall of Fame. The others, Steve Logan, the all-time winningest coach here with 69 wins, and Ed Emery. Kind of makes you scratch your head, doesn't it? Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, are you ready for some Warren's hot dogs? Warren's Original Hot and Judy's Mild Sweet Chili Hot Dogs have been the official hot dog of sports fans for over 30 years. Pick up a tailgate special this football season of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the new Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park. Enjoy some traditional camping, RV spaces, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Cliff Brock.
All right, back
and
with you.
Coach Smith.
And Coach Smith and Troy Dees. Here's what. Hey, how about me and Coach were talking and Troy wasn't? That was the shocker coming back into the show.
Yeah, he was pulling a Bryce Williams.
Yep, Bryce loves to chat as we're coming back on the air. We got a couple things we didn't know about Rick Smith. Oh, yeah.
We can talk about that later. I'll put it out. Well, I don't know if I should talk about it, but go ahead. Sorry.
First of all, are you really a Cowboys fan?
Yeah. I spent 3 years at Baylor when Jimmy Johnson was the head coach for the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
And he was and I knew him when he was the head coach at the University of Miami. But, I mean, gosh, we could go up there anytime we wanted to and just visit. Well, it kind of became a Cowboy.
He's not at the Cowboys anymore, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
I mean,
you didn't go to the, what do they call it, the White House with Michael Irvin and all the partying. You didn't hang out with those guys, did you?
I used to drive them there. I was a limo driver.
So you're, okay, well, that's on the bad side of things. Also, during the break, we learned that you were drafted by a Major League Baseball team.
Well, let me put it this way. The Pirates came to my house and visited with me and wanted to know if I would, sign early or was I going to go to college.
This was as a high school player.
Yeah. Well, no, it was as a junior college player. Junior college.
Oh, okay. You were in JUCO.
And, I hit 396 my freshman year, 421 my sophomore year, and it was I had a bunch of offers.
That's not too bad.
And I decided to go to FSU, and just talking with the Pirates. My mama was my dad had left; he wasn't in the picture, and it was just my mom and I and my sister. And Mom started crying. I'm about to cry, and she said, "I want you to go to college." And so, I didn't sign with them, and I went to college.
So, do you regret not signing with them?
No, I don't look back on stuff like that. I mean, I've had a.
Do you think you would have made it in the big show if you had?
Well, sometimes you wonder about that. But I think I would. I was not a long ball hitter. I mean, but I was, in junior college baseball in Florida was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hit 396 my freshman year at TCC, Tallahassee Community College. Hit 421 the next year. Went to Florida State. Tore my knee up. But that summer, I played in a league, and summer league, and hit again 3-something.
And your mom's still in Florida, right?
My mom passed away.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
was it recently?
About 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. I thought, and then I'm getting confused with somebody else.
It was my first year here with Ruff when Mom passed away.
So you coach baseball. You've talked about that. Why go into football coaching rather than baseball?
Everybody was shocked. Because, I was the head baseball coach at Godby High School for 3 years, and I also coached American Legion baseball. So my kids were playing 60 to 70 ball games a year, and we came in number 1 in the state, number 3, number 4, those 3 years, and won the City League in Tallahassee. I mean, but I had some great players now. I mean, Mike McLeod, who's now the head baseball coach at Tallahassee Community College, was that's a great side. We ain't got time to tell all these stories. But he was my starting first baseman, and I kicked off 2 of my best pitchers for smoking dope. And I went over to Mike.
Nowadays, it's legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
kids that don't know, for our younger generation, doesn't know what dope is.
Yeah.
Well, marijuana.
Yeah.
And but I told Mike, I said, Mike, you're going to start pitching tomorrow. And so he wound up winning. That was his junior year. He pitched about, I guess, maybe won 6 that year. He won 10 the next year, signed a junior college contract. And Florida State signed him out of junior college, and he played a couple of years with the minor leagues. And he's now the head coach at TCC. He's been there for, golly, a long time.
Why football?
Well, I was a pretty good high school football player, and when I was working on my master's degree at FSU, when Woody Woodward was the head coach and Mike Martin was the number 1 assistant. A lot of people couldn't figure out how I got there, but Mike Martin was the head basketball coach at Godby High School, and I was the head baseball coach at Godby High School. Well, Mike left because he played back when Woody, they were good friends because they played together at Florida State, and I was much younger than them. but anyway,
which high school was it again?
Godby High School.
Okay, oh, yeah, that's right.
But I wound up going there as a graduate assistant.
And just stuck with
them.
Stuck
with it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the football game coming up this weekend. ECU versus Houston. Two programs you know well. I said the other day I was not nervous, but I am concerned. I have a bad feeling about this game, Coach. What about you?
Well, I think it's going to be tough on us. I want us to win. It's a tough trip. Of course, I didn't realize that Houston has a new stadium, but I know the other place we played when I was coaching was you walk into that place and you got depressed.
Is this it's a 4:00 kickoff? I forgot. Is this an ESPN Plus game?
This is the U, I believe.
ESPN U. Yeah. I meant to check that.
Yeah,
that's good news. All right. Sorry, go ahead, Coach.
But Houston has won their last 5. They've won 5 in a row. I think their first game they lost to Texas Tech, which they should lose to Texas Tech. But I think it'll be tough on us. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't bet.
Well, it's 13.5. Houston's
it was
favorite.
14, I guess, 14, a couple of days ago.
I'm going to say Pirates lose by 10. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they can pull the upset, but I'm going to say Pirates lose by 10.
I like the Pirates plus the points, and
I'll take the points with the Pirates.
Yeah,
Coach, you made a lot of relationships in the coaching fraternity, and Dana Holgerson, he seems like a great guy, right?
Down to earth.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Coach Holgerson?
Well, he's proven that he's a good coach.
That he is.
Have you had run-ins with him?
Not really, but he was just not real friendly, personable, on the recruiting trail. A few times I bumped into him, and I always felt like that he thought he was better than me, that type. And
you
I
can kind of see that from afar, I would say.
And right? I'm not the only one, but he and I'll bet once you get to know the guy, he's probably a pretty good guy. And I've known a couple of coaches that worked for him and worked with him. They didn't speak real highly of him.
Yeah.
But I try not to judge him because I've never worked with him.
Right.
I've had other people tell me, you're not going to like working for this guy or that guy, and you go work with him and get along with him great.
Yeah, and he's known as a great offensive coach. He's had some high-powered, high-flying offenses. This Houston team is getting it done defensively. They're giving up 16 points a game, which is almost unheard of in college football these days, and their numbers for total yardage also in the tops in the country, Coach.
Yeah, they're only giving up 265 yards a game, which and they're only giving up 156 passing a game. I mean, that's almost unheard of anymore. And
the sack numbers are concerning too. The way East Carolina's allowed sacks this year.
Now they're not very good on their defense. Is not very good on third down.
Well, we're not very good on third down either. So
something's got to give there.
And then they don't score a lot. They don't let teams score a lot of points. I heard Donnie say the other day, go back and look at the games East Carolina's been successful in, guys, and it's the games they've scored a lot of points in.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones that they've been victorious. So something's got to give there too. Are they going to be able to roll up some points on this tough Houston defense? I don't know.
I think we'll struggle against their defense.
Yeah, I agree.
I think their defense, I broke that down.
You got 2 folders today, Coach. This is like extra space. This is a big game.
Double folder game.
He's been busy during this open date.
Okay,
got
now,
2 folders here.
You're at Houston. You got an Iowa State transfer. You got the University of Mississippi transfer. You got a West Virginia transfer. You got an Oklahoma transfer. You got a Colorado transfer. That's Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the University of Houston. That's just on defense. So they got how many transfers is that? About 7 transfers on their defense, and they're all pretty good programs. And then on offense, I think I had them with, they call it the air raid offense. They've got transfer from Texas Tech. They got a transfer from A&M. They got a transfer from Louisiana Tech. I guess Skip Holtz would know him. And they got a transfer from Texas A&M. And their offensive line is 4 seniors. 4 seniors on the O-line, and they average 6'5", 305. So it could be a long day for our defense.
I'll be honest with you. I'm really not as worried about. I hope they can perform and at least keep it competitive. It's a 6-game season. At this point, how can ECU win 3 games? That's all I care about. And I don't see Houston being one of those 3. I do see USF being one of those 3. But the Pirates are coming off a tough road game from Houston. Regardless of what happens, you know it's going to be a tough game. Short week next week, Thursday night game here at home against USF. That is a must-win clip. I'm more worried about that game than I am even the Houston game, because I think that's a winnable game for ECU.
I'm 1 week at a time, Troy. I can't look ahead.
All right, I'm looking ahead.
Well, I've looked ahead because I want us to go to a bowl game and have success. And I mean, and I used to do that when I was
win
coaching.
3.
You know, and my 3 are USF, Temple, and Navy.
There you go. I'm with your 3.
You know, now if we win another one, great. Now Memphis isn't exactly just tearing the world up. They're 4 and they're 4 and 3.
Better if you could go 4. They
lost to Temple.
Cincinnati, they're pretty good.
They're playing for a playoff spot.
Could be the ultimate spoiler.
Yeah.
East Carolina can play.
And too, now, again, going back to Houston, they've won 5 in a row. And I'm always, my deal is, winning's a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. And we got to go there. So they're playing for something besides just a little bitty bowl.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's what they're playing for. They've got their biggest game of the season next week, SMU.
Yeah.
If they win that, they should be able to cruise to the AAC championship and play against Cincinnati,
right?
And play for something big.
Yeah.
But on that note, Coach, I have been saying this, that the look-ahead factor, I don't know how real it is. You could tell me as a coach, but again, their biggest game on the schedule is next week against ranked SMU, who just won last night, so they're 7-0, 8-0, whatever they are. Any chance they're looking ahead to that one and not paying attention to the Pirates this week?
Well, unfortunately, at all the years I coached, you can tell your players all you want to, not to disregard who you're fixing to play, but they're all looking ahead, I can guarantee you. Now, the coaches aren't.
Right.
But we're catching them at a great time.
I think so, too.
And if we can shock them,
yeah,
early, if we can play early well and hang on, now they'll wake up.
But get them early.
Yeah, get them early. Get them on the run, and then our kids have, they start feeling good about themselves, and we're getting better. I mean, if we could get up on them and play a great ball game, that's why they keep score. You never know what's going to happen.
True that.
And that they had an open date just like we did.
Had actually a couple extra days because they played on a Thursday and had a couple extra days.
They could be a little rusty. They've been off so long.
There you go. See, now we're pumping in some positivity.
Yeah.
Glass half full stuff.
This is almost like coming out of spring ball for them.
Sure.
Yeah.
One way to look at it. Let's get another break in. We'll come back. We'll have more with Troy D and Coach Smith here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. More to go. We're back with you after this.
Pirate fans, single game tickets are on sale now for as low as $20 for 3 great games to come. East Carolina will take on the Bulls of South Florida, the Temple Owls for Hall of Fame weekend, and then Thanksgiving weekend, it's nationally ranked Cincinnati. For tickets, go to ECUPirates.com.
You can paint this with purple.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Pirate fans, are you craving a calzone? Then Community Calzone is for you. Open 7 days a week, plus they're open late on weekends until 4 a.m., and they deliver. For calzones, wings, salads, and more, make a Community Calzone on Greenville Boulevard, now open for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. And as we head back into the show clip, I have a stat for you to consider.
All right.
We talked about Houston having 5 wins, looking for their 6th win. The 5 teams that they've beaten are Rice, Grambling, Navy, Tulsa, Tulane. All of 5 teams have losing records. They have a combined 10-23 record. So if you want to keep that in mind, the numbers are a tad bit skewed when you look at some of the defensive stats that they've got.
I bet if Troy stayed here the entire 3 hours, he'd end up picking ECU by the end of the show, because we're sprinkling in more and more, Troy. More and more positivity.
Yeah, I'm changing it. ECU only loses by 9 now.
We're going 1 point. Okay. All right. If we stay on long enough.
You're influencing me. You know I'm easily influenced.
But no, Coach, we were talking about that during the break. You got the look ahead factor. You got they haven't really beat anybody. I will say this. They're taking care of business against those teams. They're beating them pretty bad. Yeah. It's not like they've been in a lot of close games. So
yeah.
I'm just saying this isn't a big pressure game for ECU. When I say that, I mean it's not. There's not an expectation that ECU is going to win.
Yeah, but if they lose, you're in super high pressure games.
Correct. But that's why I like this game, because if they could play a little loose and just have some fun, as Coach said earlier this week, maybe they can hang in and pull off an upset. There's not the expectation that they have to go down and win, is my point.
No.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
But that Houston, on paper, is a better team than East Carolina.
That they are.
Statistically speaking. Just ask Bailey.
Statistics are a stat that you can look at, right?
Stats, of course, is a statistic you can look at.
Thank you, Brian.
It is.
Jerome Bacon, former Pirate, chiming in, says the refs will not let ECU beat Cincinnati. He said the AAC has too much to lose. Example, they wanted to keep Tulsa ranked last year. Guess who they screwed over in the Tulsa game? ECU.
Well, they definitely, whether that was by design or not, I don't know. But no question about East Carolina getting screwed over, and the league had to issue the apology. That was probably one of the worst, most egregious things I've ever seen happen to a team. It wasn't just one thing. There were like 3 things that were all terrible. They only apologized for one of them. But, East Carolina's going to be in a unique situation, because if they, could knock off Cincinnati, it would take them out of the Final Four hunt, the big money for the conference. If they win, what notoriety for this program,
That would be huge.
Ironically, it would cost themselves money.
I was going to say, can I throw something out here? So, Mike Houston wants to beat Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
John Gilbert?
I think he'd still want ECU to win.
I know.
But I do believe that the conference wants Cincinnati in there, and then everybody benefits too by the money.
That's right. It's a weird deal.
Money corrupts, Cliff.
That's right. Yeah, money.
As much as I'd love to see the money, I'd rather see East Carolina beat them. It'd be awesome.
Going back to the ref thing, Coach, you coached at big power schools. You coached at schools that were looked down upon by other schools. Did you ever? And Jeff Charles always says, like, well, Cliff, if you run off a 40-yard run against an SEC team, just bank on it coming back. They're going to find a hold somewhere. Yeah. So, did you ever think, the refs know who's supposed to win this game?
Yeah.
You're already nodding your head.
Late in the season, when you got a lot on, okay. All right, you're in the SEC, for instance, okay, and you're at Alabama, and they're undefeated, and they're supposed to go to one of the, the 4 big bowls, and you're beating them. Well, chances are those officials are SEC officials, especially, they are if you're playing at Alabama. And let's say I'm at the University of Kentucky and I'm coaching against Alabama, both SEC schools. Well, say Kentucky's 5-3 and Alabama's 8-0. I can assure you that you're not going to get a call if you're at Kentucky. Now, if you're at Alabama, you're going to get all the calls, because you have to remember those officials are SEC officials too, and they get to go to those bowl games. And they get nice paychecks when they officiate in one of those bowl games. So I've seen it happen, guys.
Well, they wait till basketball season to give Kentucky the calls.
Right.
You get screwed in football, though. Sorry about that.
Well, I just used them as an example.
Yeah. It's a conspiracy, Troy, but you talk to more and more people, it happens.
These refs are human.
They're humans,
robots.
exactly.
And I'm not saying it's on purpose.
Biases that sometimes, and maybe even subconscious, it's happening.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of the deal. All right, Rick Smith, Troy D in here. Troy, did you ever give a score? Well, you said ECU
lose by 10.
Yeah. Covers the 13
covers
and
the
a half.
spread.
So,
with the caveat, I hope I'm wrong, but that's just my feeling.
Jerome said old wounds just opened up there. He said it happened to East Carolina at Alabama in 1998.
I was at that game. East Carolina had the Crimson Tide on the ropes. Should have won that game. It was, and it was the weirdest play too. If the Pirates kick an extra point, they win the game. That Alabama blocks the extra point and runs it back for 2 points, and that ended up costing us the game too. If we had just taken a knee on that extra point, I think we would have won the game.
So I somewhat remember that one. East Carolina also played against Peyton Manning in Tennessee.
Yeah, I was there at that game. I remember that well.
Did they play Auburn?
Yep, that was like 96, I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, they went on a nice run.
We had a nice SEC stretch that went and saw a lot of cool places. Those were some fun road games back then.
And I don't know, Troy. I'm interested to see moving forward, which the schedules are somewhat set for the foreseeable future, but will we ever see one of those games like that again?
Unlikely.
We are on the road at Michigan.
Yeah, I was talking to my sister about that actually when I was in Chicago. We're already making
going to the
plans.
big house?
That's a house divided game for the Dreyfus.
Big house divided?
Well, she went to Michigan. I went to ECU, as you might have heard. And we're going to go to that game together.
Well, do you think any of these schedules are going to change because of the 3 schools that's leaving our league and the schools coming into our league?
Something's got to change because in a few years, Troy, we have a non-conference game scheduled with Charlotte who's coming into the league.
That just becomes a conference game.
Yeah.
But then you have to add...
Then you add an extra game somewhere, a non-conference game.
Yeah.
Just keep that as a conference game.
But it opens up a spot on the schedule.
Correct.
Yeah. And yeah, Coach, they're going to have to because now there's going to be, is it 16 total? But like Wichita doesn't have football and
Navy doesn't have
Navy doesn't play anything but football,
right?
And Temple doesn't have baseball. Anyway, interested to see how they are going to split the schedules every year. Who you play, who you don't play. Maybe we see these teams on the East.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Saw the thing you retweeted with the conference logos.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that on this show.
There's some people that are very creative out there. Let me just say that.
Turns out, you know how like you have letters on your refrigerator, and sometimes you can make say inappropriate things.
Somebody with a sixth sense of humor comes by.
If you look at the logos in this new conference, there's a lot of interesting words you can come up with.
It's really crazy.
Yeah, save that for off the air.
Yeah.
All right,
it was me.
Yeah, Glenn actually was the first person to point it out.
Actually,
but you did it subtly. You did not put it out there, and then people started.
Yeah, I didn't put it together.
Getting a little raunchy.
I was
with
like, oh my god.
Do we have a caller? Oh, sorry, Shirley. Let's get the caller in real quick. Tom, you still there in Raleigh?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry about the wait.
So I'll make a couple comments. I was at East Carolina from 91 to 95. We had the great coach of Steve Logan, got rid of him. Then we got Skip Holtz, who won every year, got rid of him. Then we got Ruffin McNeil, who won every year.
Time out. We did not get rid of Skip. Full disclosure.
Is this the fifth quarter? What?
Skip left on his own. Skip got another job and decided to leave. We didn't get rid of Skip.
Right, okay.
I just want to correct your factual mistake.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
My mistake. But anyway, we got rid of Ruffin. Why in the world did we not pay Lincoln Riley enough to stay, number 2? And number 3, this will be the 6th season we have not had a winning season. Pirate fans are getting fed up.
Let me handle your first one first. The season's not over yet. Who said we hadn't had a winning season yet? So let's let the season play out before you chalk it up as number 6. They still have 6 games left, and a winning season is still possible. Last time I checked, mathematically. Number 2, Lincoln Riley. Look, hindsight's 20/20. First of all, I knew Lincoln Riley when he lived here in Greenville. That guy always had dreams of bigger, better programs. And he probably still has dreams of being in the NFL. It wasn't a money issue with Lincoln. Lincoln wanted to be in a big-time program. He followed his dream. He had the opportunity. Kudos to him. Hey, and kudos to Ruff.
If we'd have paid Lincoln Riley to stay, do you not think he'd be somewhere else right now anyway?
That was his path, and he had an opportunity to go to Oklahoma, and we should applaud that. We should want coaches that leave because of success, not have to get fired because of failure. So I don't, buy the whole we should have kept Lincoln. We couldn't have kept Lincoln. He wanted to be at a bigger program. He wanted to move back in the Texas-Oklahoma area where he's from. That's worked out great for him.
Well, how long do you think we're going to keep this coach if he keeps losing? That's my last question.
All right, thanks, Tom. Tom and Raleigh. If he keeps losing, if they have he'll be back next year for sure, regardless of what happens moving forward. And
yes,
they get the 6 wins this year. That is a huge improvement.
Yes,
and he'll be around here for the foreseeable future.
Right, and I hate having these conversations mid-season because there's so much to be played out. Let's talk at the end of the year and see where things are. It's a very let me tell you something, and Coach, you know this. If Mike Houston and these Pirates go 6-0 down the stretch versus 0-6, it's 2 very different conversations. Mm-hmm. Then you're going from, people are talking about how do we keep this guy here if he wins the next 6 games or even the next 5 games versus losing the next 6 or losing the next 5. Well, what's his future like? You know how it is in this business.
We better keep him. We're not going to be able to get anybody better than him. He's a damn good coach.
And I do think things are on the upswing now.
They are. You got to know where this program was when he got here.
You were here on the inside of it. You know what a train wreck dumpster fire it was.
It was bad. Really.
And I think a lot of fans have forgotten about that. And you can't just pull out of that in a year. I know we're a few years removed, but that's how long it takes to start to get out of this hole, I think.
I've seen improvement. I think he's the right man for the job, and I hope that people will be patient, and I hope we do have a winning season this year. And I said this last week on the show, if he keeps winning, he'll be hard to keep.
Yep.
All right. Well, that one came out of left field. A little preview of the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. Did you miss that show, Coach? Not hearing those calls?
No, I don't miss that at all.
I understand. And look, I hope we're having that discussion of how do we keep Mike Houston here that he has so much success. And if he moves on to something bigger and better, then that's great. Then let's find the next Mike Houston.
Getting some comments on that one. All right, fellas, thanks for hanging out.
Good seeing you, Clip.
We'll see you,
Coach. Great seeing you
Monday, Troy. Coach, we'll wrap up. We'll have 2 games to talk about next Friday because we got a game Saturday and a game Thursday night. So we'll see you next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yes, sir. 3:00. We will take a timeout. Tony Dunn ready to roll. We'll talk some NFL and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Hour 2 is on the way on a Football Friday after this.
Hello folks, this is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at carolinahardscapesandmulch.com.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey y'all, it's October, which means it's time to get ready for Halloween. This is Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's locally owned Halloween superstore for 23 years. The Halloween fun is back, and we have everything you need to make it one to remember. From kids to adults, we've got you covered. We have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville on Greenville Boulevard, open 7 days a week. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is full of flowers, each carried by someone committed to ending this disease. Right now, we need you to add your flower to the fight. Take part in the walk to help raise funds and awareness for a breakthrough in the fight against Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Come and join us on Saturday, October 23rd in New Bern, or you can walk from home by going to alz.org/walk.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders. The UPS store in Winterville is now open on Fire Tower Road, across from Marabella Pizza and beside Subway. Trust the UPS store in Winterville with pack and ship guarantee and same-day printing. When it comes to shipping, the UPS store in Winterville has everything you need in one place. The boxes, the packing material, and all the assistance along with on-site notary, passport photos, and business and printing service and freight. The UPS store, now open in Winterville 7 days a week. The UPS store in Winterville is your premier location. Go Pirates!
Pirate Nation, the newest sports bar is Quarters Bar and Grill, offering gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings with unique flavors Greenville has never seen. Pirates like to drink too. Quarters Bar and Grill offers a selection of 10 beers on tap and over 50 different craft beers. Come check us out at Quarters Bar and Grill, open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 11, located at the shopping center next to Krispy Kreme. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and be on the lookout for Quarters Cash hidden around downtown Greenville. Quarters Bar and Grill, the plunder never tasted so good.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Need some beer for the weekend? The Jarvis Street Bottle Shop near Christie's Europub is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating North Carolina craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by Tuesday through Sunday or check out the Jarvis Street Bottle Shop on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on a Football Friday and a Free Beer Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up in Hour 3, we'll be giving away a Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack. That's right, maple pear, apple crisp, toasted marshmallow, and pumpkin spice. That can be yours coming up later on in today's program. Right now, Tony Dunn, CountyCatChronicles.com is yours, as he joins us in the Pirate Radio studios. Hello, Tony.
I've missed you, Clip.
Rocking the purple. Yeah, we've had phone conversations the last 3 weeks, I believe.
Right.
So good to see you again.
Long time.
Been a while. Yeah, back when we last time I saw you, the Panthers were undefeated. How are they doing now?
I don't know. What are you doing on Sunday? Like, we're going to do something different than watch football.
Yeah, it's a bad schedule. My team's going to lose. Your team might win. We'll talk about that coming up. But so my coach, Ron Rivera, your old coach, is in year 2. Matt Rule in year 2. Rivera's feeling the first little bit of heat.
Oh, he's going to get awesome now.
You're right.
He's going to be great.
I forgot about that. Every time he's on the hot seat, they win.
Yeah.
We need to warm up the seat.
Yeah.
But from your perspective, Tony, is this the first real heat for Rule and Brady?
Maybe for Brady a little bit, just the pressure from the outside. I don't think it's really real pressure just yet for any of them. But yeah,
I'm more speaking like fans.
Oh man, fans are it's starting to heat up from the outside. That's for sure. I tell you, this is it's crazy how 3 games can change a perspective, right? I mean, you're going to the playoffs
on both sides. The first 3 and then the second 3 games you play.
Yeah, I mean, and it's probably how you lose some of it. Another thing is who you lose to. It makes another thing. But I was listening to the first segment clip, and you guys were talking about. I heard Troy say there's no pressure. Like, these guys can go out and have fun, and I could feel like you're just a hesitancy in your voice to endorse that model.
I mean, I get it. They're underdogs.
Yeah, you're playing like house money.
Kinda.
Is kind of the idea, but at the same time, is that in an attempt to revert the ship, change the culture, whatever little catchphrase you like to use is, you got to win. And so until you have a winning culture or until you get used to winning, every week the pressure seems to be on to win the game. And I think that's where you kind of alluded to it with the Panthers in their matchup, is that they should win. They're playing a team that's hobbled like crazy. You look at the schedule, at their records, it should be like we should be racking up, winning by 20. But no one feels that right now. Someone asked me, they said, what do you feel comfortable, like what would you need to win by to get a little faith in this team? I was like, 1.
Yeah,
man, like I don't really even care how it comes at this point. I would take, and if you get 1 W in those last 3 games, I think the whole narrative of the season's changed. But So, you forget how you win later on, but you remember those losses pretty closely.
Well, and you've had two of them at home. The Cowboys are a good team.
Sure.
And you can excuse that loss.
Sure.
I would anyway. Eagles at home, Vikings at home. Maybe more so the Eagles than the Vikings.
I think so. I think that's the one that, for me, is that I felt like it was one that they should win. That the team, you're better than that team you're playing, and it turns out you weren't. I think the Vikings, what I have found out about the Vikings is that I underestimated them. Their defense is better than I thought it was, because last year their defense was a liability, and the offense has produced, and you've got Dalvin Cook who's playing. So, and their offensive line is a lot better, it seems like, or it looks a lot better than I remember it from last year. So, I mean, it really isn't about the individual team as like kind of that clump of three. You're on a 3-game skid. If you win 1 out of those 3, it's not as bad. You win 2 out of those 3, it's a victory, in my opinion. And so that same clump is about to happen to us right now, Clip. We're on the road with the Giants, then we play the Falcons on the road, and then we host the Patriots. And so for me, I feel like we really got to go 2-1 for this season to be salvaged. I think if we go 1-2 in that 3-game series, then you're already talking about the draft next year.
Tony, I pulled it up. I wanted to know the exact time. I tweeted this on Sunday. It was 4:27 p.m. and I said the Panthers are still playing. That game took forever.
It did.
And what a comeback at the end of the game to give, there's nothing like false hope with your NFL team. I experienced that quite a bit. But they send it into overtime with the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Unfortunately, the Vikings walk it off in OT, but a wild finish to that game.
Yeah, we probably knew that they weren't going to win first from the way the game played for, almost the entirety of the game until the last minute, or 2 minutes of the game. We go down and we're able to score and tie it up with the 2-point conversion, like you said. But once they marched right down the field and kicked the field goal to tie it back up, you're like, oh, God, this is not looking. And then the coin toss is uh-oh. So it was false hope, and it's much like losing to the Cowboys, and you lose. You look at it as a one possession difference at the end, but it didn't feel like that when you were playing the game. But there were some cool things that came out of that last. I like them. We kind of talked about this on the post game. Is like my co-host, who is really upset with the state of the team at this point. He said, I kind of wish they would have just kicked. They wouldn't have missed that field goal, and we would have won. Or we didn't go. No, he said, I wish we would have just lost in regulation.
On the field goal.
Yeah, that's what it was. And so I thought, no, I like to see the resiliency. I like to see some fight in Sam Darnold. I thought Sam Darnold played with his legs. He got some big plays there. But it wasn't pretty. Even the final minute drive or whatever we did against them. And I was on the road. I was driving back from Philadelphia at the time, and so I was like listening to it, trying to watch it on Hulu between at opportunities. But I mean, if you think about it, we had to convert 2 4th and longs in that one. He was standing in the dang end zone where he hits Ian Thomas down the middle for 40 yards. So the first 3 plays look like his game is over, and then Darnold hits a big play, but that's all it takes.
Are you telling me Darnold's numbers could have looked even like a lot worse than they actually were? Because they were bad.
They were horrendous. And man, if you would have seen the first half numbers, they're like the most. I almost wondered if they were the worst numbers in the history of football. It was like, I'm trying to think. There's a couple of times I've seen, and their name will come to me in a minute, and I'll probably say it wrong. But it was like where they finished the quarter like 1 for 14. Or something to that. Is like Sam Darnold's first half numbers were like 2 for 17 or something.
So he's 17 of 41, 207 yards and a touchdown. Got that late. What would the numbers have looked like without the last drive?
95 yards came on the final drive.
Holy crap! Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. And it was only on 3 completions too.
Big Dog, what's up?
I'm just enjoying the conversation. I'm trying to be involved.
I like it. He finished his little snack. He feels better. He's recharged.
I did enjoy the what was that, Pirates popcorn?
Yeah. Chandler
that Chandler blessed us with.
Yeah, maybe we'll save the conversation off the air, but Chandler is the biggest sucker alive. Like, we had that story Were you here for the story about the skincare, the cream that he bought for like $295 from some random guy when he went on a school trip?
Nice.
So there's that. Anyway, we'll talk about that when Chandler's back. But anyway,
We know it's Friday, though, because the big dog's here.
and Chandler's not here. Dude gets
I
more
heard that,
days
Jack.
off than
I heard that, Jack.
anybody I've ever met in my life.
Well, there's only a couple of people you need here all the time. And two of them probably are right here, and one of them knows how to work distance.
Yeah, Glenn's part of the distance education program. But he is
He can
here
work
today.
wherever. He'll hook up to the sat link or something like that and take care of business. But look, is that back to where we are with the Panthers? Is man, it's the NFL. This is what's exciting about the NFL is that when you have a shortened season, and this is why I love football. First of all, is that it only takes so much of our time to follow it. Look, I'm a diehard Carolina Panthers fan. I follow it far closer than I probably should. I talk about it throughout the week all the time. But thank God they play one game a week, right? It's a manageable sport to follow. And that's what's fun about college football, too, is that every week really matters. And so 3 weeks ago, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm on cloud nine thinking this season is going to go better than I ever expected it to. Now at 3-3, it's kind of where I thought it would be. But sadly, we lost some opportunities there of winnable games, and it's just going to get harder and harder as the season goes on. And the questions are, can we get out of this funk? And I don't know.
Well, it looks like you're playing in like a schedule of threes because the next three are pretty interesting. At New York, very winnable.
Yeah.
At Atlanta, rivalry game,
winnable.
very winnable.
But winnable, yeah. Winnable.
And the Patriots at home looks pretty winnable.
All of those
they're
have
not world beaters.
All losing records: 1-5, 2-4, 2-4. I think
The Patriots are they're at least a decent 2-4.
I don't believe it yet.
I mean, they've lost on the last play of the game to the Bucs and Cowboys, which we consider Super Bowl contenders.
Has it been that? Well, I think this last week against Dallas kind of changed is like making New England look like they're better. Like they're better. So I'll give them credit for that.
I think they're a tough out.
Definitely.
Yeah, well,
they're the toughest out of those three.
And maybe Mac Jones is growing quickly. Yeah, I do think that's the one on the schedule. If we lose, I'm not going to sit there and cry about. But
no, the other two you got to win the other two.
Yeah,
the other two are cry games for Tony.
They are, especially but if we win these two, and then it just depends on how many. And if you go 0-3, good gosh, I don't even know how we're going to.
I mean,
get
you
up
could
in
go
the morning.
go into Atlanta and get gadgeted to death by Cordell Patterson and Kyle Pitts. I mean, it's entirely possible.
Atlanta always will do something to us like this, but luckily we usually play good in their house, and then they usually beat us in our house. So
sure.
You got a matchup with the Cardinals coming up. Still, we'll see if they're undefeated, but still, Washington, Miami, Atlanta. There's there's wins left on this Panther schedule.
Yeah, but here's something good. A feather for in your cap is that this is a get right game for Washington when the Panthers play them. You know what I'm saying? Is that you've been waiting for that defense all year to do what it was supposed to do. Well, if they're going to do it against the team, it's going to be the Carolina Panthers.
Here's this offensive line. Knock it over.
Adam,
you can walk slowly past them.
Tony, if Christian McCaffrey wasn't hurt, would the Panthers have won the last 3 games?
No.
Question from Adam.
No. Not all 3.
He didn't fix the offensive line.
It would have. I mean, but it would have put us in one of those games. Yeah, one of 3 certainly, and it probably would have helped to slow the bleeding in. And we might have won 2 of 3 if we had him.
Yeah.
But last week the problem is that it's not just Christian McCaffrey being out. There's systemic problems in Carolina. And I know it's easy to point to Darnold throwing an interception on the first play, but he's just one of the names on the list. The offensive line is worse than it was last year. We had people defending Teddy Bridgewater last year saying he's behind a terrible offensive line. And I told them, I said, this is one of the better offensive lines I've seen Carolina have in a long time. And
that in itself is a problem.
They're like this. They're like, you're defending these guys? I'm like, no, I'm not defending them. I'm just used to what we got this year. And so it's bad. The offensive line's terrible.
Tony came in here and talked about poor Byron Bell for like 53 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
It was really sad.
I know. And right now, so anyway, the offensive line You got Darnold play. You've got inconsistency from Robbie Anderson, which is kind of surprising. Was not ready.
I brought that up with Chandler last week. I don't think you were here, but
he's going to get back on track. He'll be all right. I don't think this is money that corrupted him, like Troy D said that it corrupts the referees.
And I mean, you were just talking about line play and quarterback play. These things are going to affect wide receivers' performance. I mean,
So and then Joe Brady is now on the list. Is that look, the third quarter offense
he's on a lot of lists. He's on the Panthers hate list. He's on other teams' list to bring in and pay a lot of money to be their head coach.
Yeah, and
funny how that works.
And it's awesome too that Panther fans are now like, I hope he gets the job.
Take him. Take his ass. We don't want him.
And then right now too, the defense is allowed. They allowed 500 and something yards against the Vikings. They have had opportunities to stop these teams and help the offense, and really the rushing. The teams are running the ball on us now, and we're not producing the pressure that we were getting. So the list is long, and everybody is on it at this point. I feel like
it's like Chris Jericho's list, Glenn. It's getting long,
extensive.
You just made the list. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. We'll briefly talk about a pretty bad Thursday night football game that involved Teddy Two Gloves. His amazing record against the spread is getting worse by the week, it appears. And we'll make some picks for the second straight week. Tony Dunn has made up a game. And,
2 weeks in a row have made up a game.
That's exactly what I just said.
No.
For the second straight week.
I didn't hear that part. I just heard make up a game.
Keep up, Chandler. We will make some picks when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
That's for you. Answer the call from patients who need plasma. Donations are down, so give plasma at a Grifols Center and receive compensation. Visit grifolsplasma.com. Gonna get that? Answer the call from patients who need plasma and receive up to $700 your first month when you donate at a Grifols Center. Visit grifolsplasma.com.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in vehicle wraps, paint protection film, and more. They can even do building signs for your business. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
There are times in our lives when we feel like we have hit rock bottom with nowhere to go, but that is actually when God is closest to us and building us into who we are meant to be. Hi, I'm Holton Ahlers, and that's how Built When Broken was formed. BuiltWhenBroken.com is an apparel brand to remind people not only where they come from, but also where they are going. Visit BuiltWhenBroken.com to get the latest BWB apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. BuiltWhenBroken.com, apparel for our walk through life.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, this is John Grillo, the Bagel Man. You know I love bagels. I don't settle for frozen bagels. That's why we make our bagels right here in Greenville from scratch every day. If you're coming into Bagel Man, you'll notice that there's some renovation going on. Our menu is bigger and better than ever. Our sandwiches, heroes, subs, salads, wraps, bagel dogs, fresh baked pastries, and our new coffee bar. Soon we're going to be opening for dinner. Don't forget Bagel Man for all your catering needs on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Not only will you feature a great selection of pre-owned inventory for sale, but we'll also buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us. Drive a little, save a lot. Give us a call and make a short trip to Washington and let us buy your vehicle today. It is totally worth it. We also service all makes and models at our state-of-the-art service department. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington, and WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
This is Stephen Igo, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. When your AC needs repairing or replacing, call on the reliable service professionals of Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go to delcorinc.com or give them a call at 321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals in Greenville. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we will talk to the voice of Dowdy Ficklen Stadium and Minges Coliseum, Morgan Ahlers. Brian North going to join us to get you ready for your football weekend at around 5:30 or so. We got a giveaway, Free Beer Friday. Bud Light Fall Flannel Pack is on the line today. So we'll have that for you in hour 3. And we're going to make some picks here on what, on paper, looks like the worst slate of NFL games I've ever seen.
Oh, gosh, I haven't looked down the list
We'll
yet,
go over it, Tony. There are some stinkers. There might be 2 good games this week on paper.
So, what do we do on Sunday, Dads?
I don't have any pumpkins yet.
So maybe. Yeah, carving pumpkins with your kids would be good.
You go pick them out and carve them. That'll take
go be a good dad, folks. Go be a good dad.
Good dad, good husband weekend.
And my wife's out of town.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll go be a good dad at your house.
And we'll just hang out and watch TV.
Watch football.
Yeah, actually,
we circled right back to football.
We still can't get away from it.
Well, the good dad weekend began last night with the Thursday nighter. It was an ugly one.
I went to bed early.
Starting for his 14th team, seemingly, and the Browns picking up the win last night, 17-14. How many of you out there were in my position where you were struggling at running back and Hunt and Chubb were out, so you picked up Dearness Johnson, and you had to make that call at 7:30 last night? Do I slide him into the lineup, or do I play a Mike Davis? Do I play somebody else? I decided not to play whoever Dearness Johnson is. He had 146 yards and a touchdown, and also added 2 catches for 22 yards.
The Broncos defense has just stung me a couple of times this season. Last week, and on a historically bad run of fantasy football that I'm on right now. I'm in a rebuild mode.
Post-championship.
Yeah, I'm in rebuild mode. Last week I said I'm not starting Josh Jacobs because he's going against Denver's defense, who's only allowed 86 yards rushing in every game this season. And he's been hurt. And the other stat was he's not rushed for more than 60 yards in a single game this year.
Why would you start him?
Right. And then guess what? He runs for like 120 yards and like a touchdown. And again, I lose. Denver, frauds, just like the Panthers. All right, isn't it strange we have like we're like following the same trajectory? Both started out 3-0.
Yes, I thought about
and
that
now
last
we're on. Well, they're on a 4-game losing skid. We're on a 3. Hopefully,
they were on the road in a field goal spread game, close, and you guys are facing that same situation on Sunday.
Man, I just hope the Panthers are better than they are.
Case Keenum is better than Daniel Jones, so maybe you guys.
Yeah, Case Keenum was the best quarterback on the field. Did you see him do the mic drop last night?
I did not.
Well, I didn't either. I saw it on Twitter. I
hadn't seen that.
But he just said they were like, "How do you, because Baker might come back." They're saying after because they have like a mini bye, and they were like, "How do you prepare knowing that?" And he said, "You don't have to get ready if you stay ready."
Did see that great line,
and they all went nuts. And then I thought this is all I could see is I was looking at Case Keenum. I was like, man, he just looks like he should be your neighbor. Like, he's a regular guy right there.
Chad says he will be a good husband and a good dad watching the Titans play on Sunday. I will ask this again: if the Titans beat the Chiefs, are they the front runner in the AFC? No, Chad, they're not. They will be
like the third runner still.
And you know what?
Or fourth runner.
They'd be behind the teams that beat the Titans. I know that sounds weird, that the Titans beat. It sounds weird to say, but I still, in a playoff game, will take the Bills to beat the Titans. And I would still take the Chiefs to beat the Titans, even if the Titans beat the Chiefs on Sunday. Sorry.
I could not follow that.
Sorry.
But also Baltimore, too.
Baltimore is...
I'm not, you know what?
They're going to lose in the playoffs just like they did the last 2 years.
Maybe, but you know what? I'm not picking against them anymore.
Yeah, especially...
I learned my lesson last week.
Especially if they start the half, like, with 1 first down and they're down by 14. Lamar Jackson's about to have 400 yards passing in the second.
Yeah, I hope that, man, that, if he has a Sam Darnold first half, it's over for the other.
Yeah, you're better off if he has a good first half.
That should be your strategy. It's just like secondary for the first quarter. I want you to take a nap.
We need this guy to feel good about himself, so maybe he'll relax. Great win though, Chad. Monday night. That was
a fantastic game.
Yeah,
I mean, I stayed up to the very last play.
Yeah,
I mean, you had to. Some questions though is did he get the first down on that rushing play? They marked him short. It looked pretty close. I don't know if he went back. Maybe they'd say the elbow. I almost wondered if it would be worth throwing your final timeout as a challenge flag because I think they had to call a timeout anyway.
Right. Yeah. They did. They never reviewed it, did they? Yeah. Well, he had that slip right in the backfield.
Which that was after. Yeah. But you would think. And what did you think about Sean McDermott?
Oh, you're talking about
the play before where he got the.
Gotcha.
Where it was a third and whatever. Sorry. He runs and he leaps and falls down inbounds. And they marked him. It looked like I thought he had gotten it, but then they marked him a half yard short. And I think they had to call a timeout just to stop the clock to get a fourth down conversion. And you almost wonder if you should just throw the challenge flag, lose the timeout, but they would stop the clock, I guess, anyway. I don't know how that would work. Maybe would they give you a 10-second runoff or something like that?
I don't know, but that would have left you with a fourth down
and
if you didn't get it with no timeouts. If you used your timeout.
They finished the game with 1 timeout left still.
All right.
Anyway,
you know what?
The whole point that I'm trying to make is this.
We need to move on.
No, what about the Sean McDermott call? I liked it.
To go for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got no problem with it.
I like it too. Josh Allen and the Bills are going to get that 9 times out of 10. We saw Monday night the one time they would not get it. And good for the Titans.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the picks. The big dog back on a Friday will be making picks for the Chandler Glenn group. Last week, Tony 10-3. Was Chandler here last Friday, or was Glenn? No, Glenn was here. Glenn, you went 10-3. I went 9-4.
It was the previous Friday where Chandler was here.
On the year, I'm 60-27. Glenn Chandler is 59-28. Tony 58-29.
Close.
We are all within 2 games of each other, and I have dropped games these past 2 weeks. So we will start with the Panthers and the Giants. I have picked. I'm trying to remember who I know I picked Dallas against the Panthers. I think
we both picked the Vikings last week,
but I picked the Panthers to beat Philly Eagles. I'm going to go back to the Panthers this week and say they knock off the Giants. But I'm not super confident about it.
Yeah, neither. I don't think anyone is very confident about it, and I don't think any Giant fan is confident about beating the Panthers either. Right now, when you look at the injury list for the New York Giants, it's long. It is long, and their best players are on it.
Galladay out, Saquon out,
and then a bad offensive line. The Andrews something guy,
the rookie receiver Tony is out.
Yeah. They lost that linebacker that they brought in, Hernandez. No, that's
Blake Martinez.
Will Hernandez, which is
my stepson is a Giants fan. He went to the game in Dallas actually a couple weeks ago. He got a new Blake Martinez jersey for the season this year, and immediately he got hurt. And as a stepdad, what did I do? Laughed.
Spilled ketchup on it.
Laughed in his face.
Oh, man.
It was
so
great.
Mean. Actually, you shouldn't say as a stepdad. As a Washington football fan, that's why you laughed in his face.
It comes from both sides. You got to toughen him up. And he talks junk about my team, so it's fun.
I'm taking the Panthers here. I think that the Panthers need to win this game. They should win this game.
I think the defense is enough to get it done against a bad offense.
This is going to be a turnover fest.
Yeah.
Yes. James Bradbury's going to have like 7 picks against Darnold.
Darnold throwing in an old stadium with bad memories.
I don't know if I've seen a player prop. So every game they have props for interceptions, and the good quarterbacks like Rodgers, the under half an interception would be like minus money, where the over, like he's not expected to throw one. But in a lot of these games for these bad quarterbacks, the over half an interception is, way minus money. What I'm trying to say is, would this game be the first time ever you would have like over 1.5 interceptions for these quarterbacks?
What do you think the combined number is? If you could bet how many total interceptions?
3.5? Like, would you set it there?
Yes. And then you throw in fumble. If you just do straight turnovers, I'm putting it at 5.
Daniel Jones has already fumbled in this game and hadn't started yet.
Sam Darnold fumbles every game. Do you know there's only been 2 games in Sam Darnold's college and pro career where he hasn't turned the ball over?
That can't be right.
Yes.
No way.
That is nuts. That's crazy.
Sad.
Glenn, who are you?
Sad. That man's taking millions.
I'm sad just sitting here. Glenn, who are you taking?
I mean, you got to take the Panthers, I reckon.
All right.
I mean, looking at the slate, I believe your statement about it being the worst Sunday.
Oh, well, we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
I can't wait. What if neither of them turn the ball over? That would be insane.
And they play this epic game.
And we all were asleep.
48-46.
I was cut my grass back.
Washington at Green Bay. I will take the Packers at home. Aaron Rodgers coming off the I Own You game.
Relax.
What'd you think about that, Tony?
Did he come back with the discount?
He did the double check, and then he did I Own You. My whole career, I Own You.
I didn't see that. I was on the road.
I like it. I'm fine with it. Yeah,
I'm fine. You know what? I think Aaron Rodgers needs to be a villain.
If you've beaten somebody for 10 years and held their franchise down, you can talk trash.
He hasn't lost to them in 10 years.
I'm just throwing that number out there.
How about
but it's probably
Bears are getting a little bit better, man, aren't they?
Yeah, they're feisty. So he scores the touchdown. I can't believe he hadn't seen this. And then he does that, and then he sees, and they showed still shots of
so you can read his lips.
All the middle fingers. You can actually hear him saying it. All the middle fingers that are pointed at him, and he's just saying, I own you. I still own you. It was awesome.
I don't have a problem with that, especially if I'm a Packers fan. I do have a giant problem with it if I'm a Bears fan, but guess what?
The problems with the Bears if you're a Bears fan. Like, hey, could you beat this guy so he doesn't have to scream at us that he owns us, please?
I know.
Rodgers will own. Hey, I would love a new owner in Washington. Maybe he can own the team instead of Daniel Snyder.
Do you think if you're a Packers fan, you could walk up to Aaron Rodgers and say, I own you? Because they technically do. They actually do. Because they're like a commonwealth.
It would sound odd, but technically it'd be true. I would not.
I'm doing that. Oh, man. Well, I'm not a Packers fan. Or you have to live in Green Bay.
There's all various rules.
You can get like PFT, Pro Football.
He's a part owner.
Is a part owner somehow of the Packers. You can buy a stake in there and say, I own you, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Are you taking Aaron Rodgers?
I am.
Glenn?
Yeah.
All right, game of the day, Chiefs at Titans.
Well, it's probably one of the better games on the list, that's for sure.
All right, what do you think about the Chiefs?
I don't know what to think.
What do you think?
I think that something that's got swept under the rug with the Chiefs being bad is when Andy Reid had those medical problems earlier.
There's that.
There's the whole thing with his kids.
Right. I mean, so my point is that there's a lot of off the field distractions that I think have affected the game planning of the Chiefs.
You know what? I'm glad this is happening. I'm so glad this is happening because this allows us to remember that no one is superhuman.
Sure,
anymore.
like a 14-2
including their quarterback,
It was,
who just makes ridiculous decisions because they work 85% of the time, but when they don't, he looks like Jameis.
Well, that's what the kind of knock on him coming out of college is that he
reckless.
A lot of people didn't like that attitude, and I mean he's had such a hot run, but is that it just felt like they couldn't couldn't lose for so long, and now it just feels like they can't win. So you know what? I'm okay with the big guy being humbled for a second.
That defense is bad.
I'm going to take the Titans at home here.
I mean,
getting a little momentum.
I kind of think Derrick Henry
can
the ball away.
That defense,
right?
Yeah,
right.
I do agree
the
with
ball
that.
away, 140 yards.
Man, he could have been a Carolina Panther.
I saw the tweets about that. Who'd you draft instead of him?
Vernon Butler.
Yeah.
Who's on the Bills, but still not good.
Sense.
He's on Panthers North.
Yeah.
Chiefs, Titans. You're taking who?
Titans.
So this is the second straight huge home game for the Titans. They stood up tall Monday night. I'm going to take the Chiefs on the road. I don't know why I keep picking them.
It's not a bad pick.
Well,
in this situation, I don't think.
It kind of is, though.
But the Titans kind of had their big up game on Monday night.
Right,
this could be a letdown.
I feel like a letdown.
The Titans, though, I don't know if they've only had one up game, though. So, can you get, they're kind of trying to prove to themselves and the world that they're good still.
And Chad's trying to prove to us that his team is good. I think they lose Sunday. This is this game in London game, Falcons at Dolphins.
Oh, I got the London game right.
Well, this game is in the United States, but it should be in London. That's what I'm saying.
Dang it.
Falcons at Dolphins is the most London game ever.
I'm taking the Dolphins. I know it's tough. And I don't really know enough about the Dolphins. I haven't watched them closely enough to really make any. I'm just hoping Tua came back, played pretty well, and I'm hoping that the Deshaun Watson rumors are going to motivate the player Tua and some of the team to play well. The Falcons. Now, 2 weeks. What did they do last week? Did they have a bye last week?
I'm taking the Falcons off a bye, yes.
They did have a bye.
Yep.
And we're coming off of a game where, who's the tight end guy that they got?
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts
he ran
had a
crazy
game, yeah.
Against
Jacksonville and London.
Yeah. But I'm still taking the Dolphins here.
I'm taking the Falcons on the road, Glenn.
I like Atlanta on the road as well.
All right. Jets at Patriots. We've already seen this crap game once this season, and we're seeing it for the second time.
Have they already played
yes,
twice?
This will end the season series.
Thank God. Patriots.
Yeah, I'll take the Patriots.
Yeah, I'll take the Pats.
All right, let's take a break. When we return, we'll finish up the games.
It's the best game on the list now.
This one right here is sneaky. I like it.
I would say this is the second best, if not the best game of the week, and the rest of the games are garbage.
That's a tease, folks.
We will be back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Do you suffer from allergies, asthma, or any other sinus problems? Perhaps professional cleaning of your air ducts could help. Family owned and operated in Winterville for over 22 years, Carolina Quality Air was the first certified duct cleaning company in Eastern North Carolina. From residential to commercial, they can handle any size job, big or small, including our studios here at Pirate Radio. Carolina Quality Air uses a sanitizer that kills mold in your ductwork and over 100 viruses, including the coronavirus. Visit them online at carolinaqualityair.com.
Hey Pirate fans, your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials is Shimmer Boutique. Need some purple and gold to wear? Shimmer has a great selection of clothing for men, women, and children. Need some shoes? Shimmer has the best selection of Hey Dudes around. Need a cooler for tailgating? Shimmer has you covered with a huge selection of Yeti and outdoor accessories. Shimmer, just 1 minute from the stadium on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville and Jacksonville. Find us online at shimmerboutiqueonline.com. Go Pirates!
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelds and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, football is back, just how you remembered it. Tailgates with an ice-cold Pepsi in hand? Totally back. That between play sprint to the fridge for more Pepsi is back, baby. I really miss this. Anyways, consider this your official excuse for always putting football watching first, courtesy of Pepsi. That haircut appointment? Your mom told us you look great, so you should probably reschedule. Seeing the in-laws for the first time in ages.
It's been so long.
Nope, sorry, Susan. Not if it's on Sunday. Long story short, after the year we've all had, we think you could use a little football watching. So crack open a Pepsi and cheer your football watching face off. With love, Pepsi. Made for football watching. That's what I like.
Hi, this is Billy Parker at Parker's Barbecue. Did you know that we have party rooms at our Memorial Drive location? We can accommodate parties from 10 to 110, or anything in between. We can serve family-style buffet or order off the menu. Parker's Barbecue. Come celebrate with us.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Jersey Mike's is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Order in-store or online through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rod.
All right, we'll talk some more Pirate football, Hour 3 with Morgan Ahlers and Brian North. Also make you a winner in Hour 3, but we will wrap up Hour 2 talking NFL. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com joining us. And said earlier, this is one of the worst slates of NFL I can ever recall, which usually leads to great games. I feel like every time I say, these are some bad matchups, at least it's some awesome games. So You got something to look forward to with these bad matchups. This is a good matchup, an important game in the AFC North between the Bengals and the Ravens. Shame on me, one of my worst all-time picks last week, picking the Lions.
Me too.
To not only cover, but to beat the Bengals, and that was a blowout.
They're dead to me now, by the way.
The Lions?
Yeah, last week I was all thinking this is going to be my new team.
Well, the coach was crying, and I thought they
got
would
suckered.
They would get us back, but they didn't. I'm going to take the Ravens at home here. I mean, I like this matchup. This is a true, are the Bengals ready for prime time? I just don't think they are. I think Baltimore's the class of that division, so I will take the Ravens.
I'm taking the Ravens because I slept on them last week with the Chargers coming to their house, and
Missed
I've
that one, too.
been starstruck with the Chargers. You sure you didn't pick the Ravens?
I think Glenn did. Well, I got it right here.
I don't need
Last
to give
week,
you a win by
I
any
picked the Chargers. You picked the Chargers. Glenn picked the Ravens.
Okay. Yeah. So right now, because of what my transgressions of the past, Ravens at home and that place, and I think it was Glenn that was talking about this last week about the home venue.
Yep.
Being such a real deal there. So I'm going Ravens, but I would not be surprised if the Bengals put up a good fight here.
Glenn.
Ravens.
Who
rolling with the home crowd?
When you hear who has the best home field advantage, what teams come to mind in the NFL to you?
Chiefs,
definitely Arrowhead. Packers,
New Orleans.
Yeah, when they're good and the dome is rocking, that's up there.
Buffalo's
a good one,
especially Buffalo in New England in the winter.
Cold.
I think they have they haven't been good. Not the Pats haven't been good, but they don't get the same rep as the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, but I feel like it's the same deal.
I know it's quieted down in the last few years, but Seattle.
Absolutely. I don't know if the Browns have I don't know how loud it gets, but they have great fans.
They have
for
the best
big home
fans.
games.
I was thinking about this, and actually I think it was when the caller called in earlier, the fifth quarter caller, just a couple of days early.
Yeah.
And how upset he was to a certain degree. Imagine being a Detroit Lions fan, or a Brown, and how would you even run a podcast? Like, imagine the fifth quarter call-in show for somebody
Lions.
for the last 40 years.
Well, it would just be based on sadness and hate. It would be
unconditional love and optimism.
It would be tough to do after all these years.
Man, it'd be like
I know.
I think it'd be like Eagles talking Philly.
I think I would just pick a different
Which
sport.
I think is mostly negative.
Yeah, but
they've been good.
But that's more hate, and the Browns is more sadness.
Sure,
you know what I'm
I
saying.
almost feel bad for them. I almost want them to. I'm cheering for them.
Oh,
for
yeah.
their own mental and psychological. Their psychological.
I
emotional
think they're
health.
the Cubs of the NFL.
Now, maybe
The
that's
Browns
a
are.
good example because I actually like the Cubs when they're losing more. Not more than everybody loves winning, but
They
there
got
is something
the-
endearing about being the lovable loser.
They got the lovable loser moniker.
Yeah.
All you have to do, and it's gotten better now. We've seen the Browns in the playoffs. We saw them smoke the dang Steelers in the playoffs. But you go back, so AJ McMurphy's has the Browns room every Sunday. And I always tell the story, and it still happens today, but now they're good. But me and Castleberry were at the bar watching games, and our back was turned to the Browns room, and there's this loud ovation, and we turn around because every time there's an ovation in a bar,
the coin flip,
you try to find the TV. Pretty much, the ball was around midfield. I think they were in the opponent's territory. They got a first down. It was in the second quarter. It was the most meaningless play of a football
they won
game.
the Super Bowl.
But those small victories, that's all they had to go on. So you sympathize with them.
Man, that's learning some life lessons. You should take your kids to some Browns games or to the Browns room.
I show them real sadness,
or to show them real loyalty and commitment. It's like watching Toy Story or something.
I felt that way taking Todd, my stepson, to ECU basketball games. I take Lily; she don't really care, but Todd's a sports fan, and he's into it and wants him to win so bad. And I felt bad for taking
his binky away.
Yeah, his joy of sports. So was
give me your blanket, kid, and grow up.
He was
quit
taken
crying
away from him. Oh, boy.
Well, you did laugh in his face.
Well, now he's older. I'm talking about when he was a kid. Screw him and the Giants. I mean, come on. Eagles at Raiders. Shout out to me for the Raiders pick last week.
You've been riding with the. Did you really make the pick, or are you just so stubborn to not change?
No, I loved the Raiders pick last week. The Gruden stuff. And they had an interim coming in. They were going to rally around the interim coach. That was easy.
I thought that's what I tried with Jacksonville the week before. It didn't work.
And now this week, I'm going to bounce off the Raiders and take the Eagles on the road.
You know, the Eagles are tough. They're like they're kind of good, but they're not. They've put up, you know what? They put up some good fights. They played Tampa Bay respectably.
Jalen Hurts too is the for you folks that hate fantasy football, because you like sometimes fantasy relates to the games. Like if your player has a good game, that team's going to win and everything. Jalen Hurts is the most guy. He's not a good NFL quarterback too. He's a must start in fantasy because somehow he gets the points in losses. Like his numbers don't look that good, but he mixes in those rushing yards, rushing touchdowns.
I think the only people that don't like fantasy football are fans of teams that actually win, because fantasy football saves our interest for losing teams. And like
second half of the season,
it's kind of like this: if my fantasy football team loses, my real team better win. But if my real team, the team I'm cheering for, is losing all the time, like I got to have something to rally my hopes.
That's kind of my thinking on it too. I'm taking the Eagles on the road. Who you guys got?
I'm gonna let Glenn go first. I think this is a coin flip to me.
Raiders at home.
I'm going Raiders too.
In the Death Star. Lions at Rams. I will take the Rams.
Rams. No revenge game for Jared Goff here.
That is.
Oh, I forgot to tell you.
Stafford's first matchup. I didn't even think about that. Oh,
if we could just circle back real quick, Panthers Giants. What if, you want to talk about our hopes and dreams being smashed with a 3-game losing streak? Losing to the Giants would really burn the building down type mentality. What if Graham Gano kicks the game winner, like a 60-yarder?
Right in Tony's face.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna sit out the podcast. Just gonna go on mute.
Shut it down.
You're taking the Rams, Glenn?
Yeah, everybody's taking the Rams.
Texans at Cardinals. I will take the Cardinals.
Everybody's taking the Cardinals. I told you the Cardinals are good.
I know.
Really?
They're getting better too.
My second worst pick last week was picking and betting on the Browns against the Cardinals.
Silly boy.
Bears at Bucks. I will take the Bucks at home.
Same here.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
So we don't have to watch any of the 4 o'clocks then. Wait, is Bengals Ravens 4? Or that's a 1? That's a 1 o'clock.
You're right. I didn't even think of that factor.
You just drink a couple IPA, or you just take a nap.
Good nap.
You can binge season 3 of You.
I have not started on that. All right, Sunday night, Colts at 49ers.
Ooh.
Stinker.
I know. Gross. I'll take the Niners at home.
Oh, what has been going on? What's the 49ers record?
They are 2-3.
I'm going to take the Colts on the road here.
Is
Garoppolo, I think, is playing.
Is Guap back?
Yeah.
Jimmy Guapo.
Which doesn't help.
No. It might be.
But it doesn't hurt. It doesn't really do anything.
He is the new Alex Smith.
He's worse than Alex Smith.
Man, that's a coin flip.
toss up.
Yeah.
You could pick the first ever tie of the year, Glenn.
What did y'all pick?
I picked the Colts.
I picked the Niners.
Didn't the Colts win last week?
Yeah.
I'll take the Niners at home, I reckon.
Nice. Making up a game.
And Saints at Seahawks. Jameis versus Geno on Monday Night Football.
Saints.
I mean, I reckon you take the home crowd.
Are they coming off a bye?
Seahawks can.
Who?
Saints.
Ooh. I'm not sure. Maybe.
Yeah, they're 3-2, so they are only played 5 games.
So they're coming off a bye.
Seahawks were feisty last week against a pretty bad Steelers team,
but still lost. Right?
Yeah, I might regret. I'm gonna pick the Seahawks.
Do it.
I don't know why I keep picking against the Saints.
Baby. It's gonna be tied up, folks.
Yeah, I'll take Seattle.
Yeah.
All right, Tony. You
count my chickens.
Yeah, really.
Too quickly.
You
got your Seahawks where they hatch.
Well done,
Tony. You got the post game show coming up Sunday, immediately following Panthers G-Men.
Yeah, I want for all the people listening, if you want to just keep up on the latest Panthers news and opinions, go on to Google, go on to YouTube's, and just hit the C3 Panthers podcast. And we got a ton of content coming out from the Beat Check, where we catch up with a beat reporter from both the home team and the opposing team each week. We've got fan shows. We've got Madden simulations. It's been real fun. We've been growing a lot. But we don't spend money on advertisement or anything like that, so we just need one like, one share, one subscribe at a time, and all you got to do is just be part of the community.
Well said, Tony Dunn. Nice pitch.
Thank
you. Glenn, Charlotte, let's take a time out. We'll come back. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We've got our Free Beer Friday giveaway. Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack can be yours. Along with some other goodies as well. How about a Bud Light shirt, koozies, large 2-topping pizza from Domino's? We're giving that away in hour 3. We're talking to Brian North, and coming up next, Morgan Ahlers joins us right after this.
To some, that may just sound like ice hitting heavy-duty plastic. But to a Bud Light legend, it's a signal that says it's time. Time to dust off the barbecue tongs and load up the cooler with 37 Bud Lights and an assortment of dips. Because it's time to take back all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. Let's take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Everything must go up to 75% off. Air conditioners, $199. Refrigerators, $199. Dryers, $199. Queen mattresses, $199. ECU purple chairs, $99. Everything must go up to 75% off. Discount Mattress and Furniture, by the railroad track, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Winning is not everything, it's the only thing.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness.
Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live, hour number 3 of a free beer and football Friday. We are fired up for East Carolina, Houston, coming up Saturday at 4 o'clock. We'll be with you at noon on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, taking you right up to that 4 o'clock kickoff. And after the game on the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter call-in show. Joining us now, the host of the High School Huddle, which you can hear Friday nights at 6 right here on Pirate Radio. He is Morgan Ahlers. Hello, Morgan.
Hey, Clip. How are you, sir?
Good. I hadn't seen you in studio in a while. Good to
be back in here, yeah.
Welcome back. Looking forward to some...
Glenn, Charles, how you doing?
The whole crew.
Yeah.
Good deal. Chandler's never here on Fridays, but...
Well, Shirley's so excited about getting ready to do the High School Huddle, you know.
Yeah, she's fired up. This is like her pregame. That's the big show.
She's pre-gaming the pregame.
Only 2 weeks left, regular season.
2 weeks left.
So we're coming down the wire here. What are the big games in the East tonight? Pitt County tonight.
Pitt County tonight. There's I just went blank.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, you've got Washington's getting ready to play. They got a big game going on. Of course, they beat North Pitt last week.
Yeah.
Conley and New Bern is probably the biggest game in Pitt County right now. Conley coming off that big Jacksonville win last week, and New Bern with the big win 2 weeks ago over J.H. Rose. And you know, it's one of those deals that, you know, if Conley can pull the miracle game out.
Well, they pulled an upset last week, right?
Against Jacksonville. Yeah.
So why not
jumped
2 in a row?
I think it was 42-7. They ended up winning 42-21.
Hey, let's do it again.
Came out throwing the ball. Isaiah Crumpler had a monster game last week. Hopefully he can do that again. New Bern's real strong, though.
Check out the High School Huddle coming up at 6 o'clock. Interviews with coaches and media members. And it's a very quick hour. Goes by just like that as Morgan
goes by in about 60 minutes. Feels like it's 60 minutes, 1 hour.
It's a fast-moving 60 minutes is my point, Morgan. I really missed you chirping at me.
Well, thank you. That's the fun part about being in here. You don't have to throw out all the scripts.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need all this.
You don't need all that until next week.
Morgan, you enjoyed football last week?
I did. I actually...
on the week off?
I had the week off. I watched a little bit of it, but I had a wedding to do down in Cape Carteret. I went down to Cape Carteret and watched some football while I was down there. But can I tell a story? I've been wanting to talk to you about this.
Let's do it.
It's a quick story.
Oh, so I have a long
Listening
story.
on Sirius coming back, it's about 11 o'clock, something like that. I'm driving back from Cape Carteret, pulling to New Bern at the Speedway to get some gas. As I'm pulling in, you hear that Ole Miss, it's the Ole Miss-Tennessee game. Ole Miss has stopped Tennessee on 4th down. They get the ball. Tennessee was short by a yard, and they measured it, replay, and then people start throwing things. Mm-hmm. Okay? I am listening to that and pulling in, getting the gas. I'm like, okay, how long can this last? It lasts all the way till I get back to Greenville, unhook my trailer, and head to the house. That's when they finally start playing again.
They were waiting for you to get home.
I'm like, how do you have golf balls in your pocket at a football game? Why do you have golf balls in your pocket at a football game? Glenn Griffin, why do you have golf balls in your pocket right now?
He has the answer for us.
I'm going to ask a more important question.
Okay.
Why do you have a full-blown thing of mustard in your pocket.
Because
now you can have a hot dog.
The hot dogs there, they don't have the good mustard at the stadium.
Yeah, you got to bring your own mustard. So
Glenn, as somebody who brings in condiments from the outside as much as you do,
But I don't do it at the stadium.
He doesn't buy the condiments. He just takes them, when he's there, and brings them back in.
I bet, Glenn, you got like hot sauce, barbecue sauce, ranch all in your vehicle right now.
No, I don't. But there was a time. There was a hot sauce period.
Here's the other thing. If you go to a pro NFL stadium now, and I asked this question 2 years ago when we were down in South, I think it was 2 years ago in South Florida, bought a drink, and they unscrewed the caps of the Diet Pepsis that we had. And I said, well, can I have the cap? No, you can't. Why?
Because they don't want you to fill it up with water.
No, that's not why. If you bought a water, they take the cap. And the NFL has a policy in their stadiums that if you have a bottle, whether it's beer, water, soft drink, whatever, they unscrew the cap, throw it away. Because if you throw the bottle of water, the liquid's coming out while it's in the air.
Right, it loses the weight.
And that's the whole thing of it.
Wow.
Apparently Tennessee doesn't have that policy.
No, they had and how about Lane Kiffin catching the bottle at the end while his security's like ducking out of the way?
Yeah.
That was
and one of the funny things on that, the sideline reporter, it's the Ole Miss Radio Network that was on Sirius, and he's down there, he's going, oh, watch it, and he said, watch it, and then you could hear the splat of the guy standing next to him getting drilled.
Oh, man.
Great radio.
What's the and I've had to make some lightning announcements, some please remain calm announcements at Clark LeClaire. Have you ever had to make those weird announcements over PA? Stop throwing things. Stop doing this.
Not necessarily throwing in basketball. I have a couple.
Yeah,
times.
I remember.
In basketball, I have, not in football. And the announcers for the Ole Miss thing. It's been 5 minutes, and the PA announcer here is awful. He hasn't made an announcement yet.
Oh, really? They
were busting on him. Yeah, I was like, dude, that's one of the first things. It's sort of just as soon as somebody starts throwing things and it becomes an issue. There's a script that we have to read, and you've read it, and please don't.
But by the way, we're not allowed to just start ad-libbing at that point.
No.
Like, you don't blame us. We are waiting for word from a much higher power. I know you think Morgan Ahlers controls everything that happens with ECU Athletics.
I do.
Believe it or not, there is
local
someone.
politics, bud.
There certainly is.
I'm telling you, it's I met with Coach Houston before he left today, and I allowed him to use. They wanted to switch planes. I said, no, you got to use the plane that you got here, and so it's just. But no, it's the game was the show me the money game or bring me my money game.
Oh yeah, the lightning delay right after the damn awesome intro. Everybody's fired up.
That was what I was going to mention. That's the game that I remember Morgan's voice having to do a lot of
the most hated man in Greenville.
Well, the funny thing about that is that they had the team coming out. And I remember talking to JJ about this recently, as a matter of fact, and they were trying to stop them from coming out because they knew the lightning was there.
Yeah.
But the video's going, and they're like, no, we're coming out on the field. And they came out on the field, and that was when they were building Town Bank Towers.
Yep.
And lightning was like hitting the baseball field.
That is when you would have to take the steps up to the...
No, I didn't take the steps. I took the steps down.
Or you had to take that...
elevator.
That very shaky elevator piece.
The construction-vator.
Yeah, we were in like an open air area. Yeah, it was
that open air press box.
It was strange. But I just remember the groans after Morgan made his announcement. And
that's happened to me twice over the last 31 years doing East Carolina. One was the Tennessee East Carolina Super Regional over in Kinston. I remember Lee Workman coming in. We're sitting in the old Granger Stadium press box, and I'm at one side of the press box, and they've got the microphones, and they've got all the amps right beside me to my left, and you can see them. They've got a glass wall. There's the radio teams across the way, and Lee Workman comes up and says, make an announcement and say that they need to go down below the stadium. There's some severe weather coming through. I said, okay, ladies and gentlemen, please make some, blah, 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 going underneath the stadium. It's not a minute and a half later. He comes back and says, make an announcement, go to your cars, we'll let them know the status of the game. There's a possible tornado coming through.
Wow.
So I say that. And just as soon as I knew, I looked beyond the first base dugout. There's a pole right on the other side of the first base dugout, light pole. Lightning hits the pole. Blue comes along the wiring.
Oh, bleep.
And I'm sitting there. I had just, and again, with the toggle, for those that those of you don't know, that there's a toggle switch on the microphone that you push down when you talk and you release it so it's off. It's just an easy way to turn the microphone on and off. Well, I had just released that toggle switch. Blue comes in. I see the electricity come down, blows 2 or 3 amplifiers sitting right next to it.
Holy crap.
Wow.
My microphone is hot.
Like,
darn if I know how a microphone gets hot with electricity. The scoreboard gets blown. They ended up the next day having it fixed somehow, but it didn't go out all the way. And I'm like, okay. And the radio announcer, who shall remain nameless, looks at me, and I'm looking at him, and it's like, dude, we almost died. So
you almost got fried in a press box in Kinston. What a way to go out.
Yeah, what a way.
How
did you die in Kinston? That's a shocker.
When you brought that up, I was going to say, man, that's a really cool event to do PA for. That must have been fun. And then you told that story, and I was like, well, maybe not.
There was, and you've done this, in when you have an NCAA tournament, you have the NCAA site director.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Some of them are better
really
than
cool.
others.
Some of them are really cool. Some of them think their stuff don't smell, to put it in a very plain way.
That is correct.
He was one of those guys that it has to be this way, this way, this way. It's not anything else.
King of his little anthill type situation.
I mean, I'm like, dude, I got this. It's okay.
Yeah.
Now, don't you make a report on the change until I tell you it's okay. Okay. I get paid the same way either way. It doesn't matter to me. I'm good. But yeah, it's fun.
All right, Morgan Ahlers joining us. Morgan,
we just killed 15 minutes. Let's go to break.
I love the story time there. We'll go a few more minutes and get you the heck out of here on a Friday. How you feeling about the Pirates coming off a bye?
I like it.
You like that?
I like that. See, I'm a superstitious kind of a sports guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, when you're coaching, you don't walk on the white line going to the mound.
Look at Lucky Louie over here.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
East Carolina, they're coached by Houston. They're playing by Houston. They're playing in TDECU Stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's near Halloween. It's spooky. We're going to scare the crap out of them. We're going to win. Bow!
That's a prediction.
Prediction?
You do a terrible Mr. T, I got to say.
I need to figure that out.
Yeah, we used to have him on the show back in the day.
Well, I can make a call and get him to call in sometime.
What Houston defense, Morgan, allowing 16 points per contest.
They are.
We're going to put up some points on Saturday?
We are.
We is?
How
many?
I'm thinking the score is going to be 34. 33.
33. Fair enough. I like it.
No, I think actually our defense plays pretty good.
I did say this, Morgan. So going into the year, we look at the schedule. I put the W's and the L's down, and I admit that, like, UCF back in July when I saw the schedule. All right, that's a loss. We're going to lose that game. Houston, that's a loss too. Then you get in the season, things happen. You see your team, you see that opposing team. The UCF game was right there for the taking.
Sure.
And I feel a lot different about this Houston game than I felt going into the year, that this is a winnable football game for ECU. They're not favored, obviously. They're 13.5-point underdogs, but I feel like they can go there, compete, and be there in the fourth quarter.
I think if we get into the fourth quarter now, we're going to play a lot more aggressive than we have in the second half of some of these close games that we've lost or even we've won. One of the games we played in my opinion, very conservatively in the second half. I think we need to just go out there and say, boys, you got a mother, I got a mother. Let's play football. Throw the football out and go.
Is that a common phrase?
That is an Ed Emery phrase.
I got a mother, you got a mother?
Let's play football.
I like that.
Yep.
Put it on a shirt.
I know. That's really good.
Put it on a shirt.
We'll have to start using that one. No, and look, the offense had an opportunity to close it out in Orlando, and the defense had an opportunity. We've talked about that 4th and 8 time and time again. But Morgan, maybe you're right. Maybe they're learning on the fly here that they're going to have to go about it a different way next time.
I hope so.
We shall see.
Coach Houston talked about it a little bit this week, that this team kind of likes to get away from home. They like to get away from the noise, and there's a focus that comes with that in the time, today and then before the game tomorrow, that they don't really get at home that he likes.
Well, I like that. And the App State looked good, and they controlled that game, but East Carolina It was in it. They didn't get completely blown out. At Marshall, the Pirates win that game on the road. At UCF, they're winning in the fourth quarter, have a chance to win it. So they've looked pretty good on the road. So I think that gives them confidence.
I just think there's something to that getting away from the noise a little bit and focusing.
I think that, and you go back and look, and I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to, is how many touchdowns has East Carolina had pulled off the board this year?
Right.
Well, they had 2 against App to start the season.
2 against App to start the season. The long run that would have put them first down and goal at the 6.
Yeah, that's another play in that game.
And still to this day, I don't think anybody's explained the
holding call.
Well, the play before halftime.
Oh, that one too.
Yeah, I mean, you watch reverses or not reverses, but reviews on a lot of football games, and you hear the commentators. There's no way there's evidence to pull this down.
Yeah.
My other thing is on a Hail Mary, how come there's never a pass interference call?
Yeah, I'm starting to hear more and more of that because you can really get away with a lot of stuff on a Hail Mary.
Oh yeah, there
are no rules.
It's like a battle royal down there.
It's a scrum.
Yeah,
it's like Crown Jewel down there.
I watched it.
Did you?
That was a good show.
I had it on here yesterday.
Yeah,
the Edge Seth Rollins match was great.
Yeah, it rocked.
I even like Roman and Brock.
Yeah, it was good for what it was.
Where was I going to go?
I tell you, man, I come to the studio, you got nothing.
I know. We just go 8 different directions, and we're here, we're there. Well, I don't know. Morgan, Panthers 3-0, 3-3. So they get back to their winning ways against the Giants this week.
McCaffrey playing?
Nope.
All
right, that's pretty simple.
Against the Giants?
The G-men.
That's a win.
They
Should be. I mean, defensively, Carolina's still pretty good.
That's what I told.
It's just
said earlier.
Offensively, you lose somebody like McCaffrey, and they've got a couple guys that have filled in and done some spot work for them as far as doing some things but there's nobody in the league that can do what he can do, play in and play out. It's not.
Morgan, enjoyed it.
I'm done.
You're done. Kenny Curlings has a prediction for the puppet master here. He
Kenny Curlings,
44 to 35, East Carolina.
A lot of points.
That's a lot of points. I would love to see
a lot of points, but I think both of these defenses are pretty decent.
Tulane, they turned the ball over 2 or 3 times against Houston, and I think 2 of them were basically unforced, and they're going in to score. I mean, so I think we can move the football on them. I really do. And
we got to cash it in that red area, as they call it,
That's
Morgan.
right.
And Morgan has said if the Pirates win, he will go with the Dana Holgerson hairstyle moving forward.
Morgan said that. Yeah. I got hair on the top of my head. You talking about Troy?
It was I thought it was you.
Wasn't me.
You'll transplant that hair to the back of your neck. That would look good on you.
Dude, I'm not. No, man.
Come on, man.
Morgan with the mullet.
Yeah, I can do the mullet.
I bet you would look good in the mullet, Morgan.
I think that's a Troy do though. Had the big comb over that he's got.
Mm-hmm.
It's always cool if you watch him on the sideline. Once a game, he either wears a visor or a hat. Most of the time, it's a visor.
Yeah.
And he takes the visor off and he slams it somewhere. Then the hair goes. It's like way up in the
If he didn't take the visor off, I swear it looks like the hair on the back comes with the visor.
Right, it looks like a kid. Like it's all one piece.
It's all in one.
But it's not.
It's not. It's his. All right, Mork. Thanks, man. We'll see you at 6. I guess you're going to hang around.
I guess I got to. I'm kicking me out.
No, you're going to be all right. I know you will. Shirley, let's make somebody a winner right now.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Yeah, boy. Missed that, didn't you?
What song are DJs like DJ Captain Morgan playing now to get the crowd hype? What's the go-to?
Whatever pays the rent. Whatever they say on their preference sheet that they want to hear.
There you go. Good call. All right, 317-1250. Shirley.
Caller number 12.
Caller 12 is a winner. And man, a great prize you shall receive. A Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack. That includes Maple Pear, Apple Crisp, Toasted Marshmallow.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you can have the guiltiest of all guilty pleasures, pumpkin spice. Dust off your leather boots, find your biggest scarf, and start practicing your leaf-throwing boomerang moves because fall is here.
You can have all that
Not bad for a first read, isn't it?
That was a lot better than I've done on my 8 times reading that. Bud Light shirt, koozies, and a large 2-topping pizza from Domino's. It can all be yours. We'll be back after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck.
That's for you. Answer the call from patients who need plasma. Donations are down, so give plasma at a Grifols Center and receive compensation. Visit grifolsplasma.com. Gonna get that? Answer the call from patients who need plasma and receive up to $700 your first month when you donate at a Grifols Center. Visit grifolsplasma.com.
Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink this fall. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have brunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint at Christie's Europub today. For the latest information, check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram or visit them online at christieseuropub.com.
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? You can learn about the benefits of CBD right here in Greenville at the Hemp Garden. Hemp Garden offers a variety of products and solutions that are truly making a difference in our community. Hemp Garden also provides products that can assist with energy and focus. Have a pet? Come check out their selection of CBD pet products. Visit Hemp Garden to speak with a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com. Well, the secret is out. CD's Grill has the best breakfast in Greenville. Start your day with a made-to-order breakfast Monday through Saturday at CD's Grill. Plus, you can enjoy lunch Monday through Friday. And their lunch specials are always a huge hit. Monday, it's barbecue chicken. Tuesday, pork tenderloin and gravy. Wednesday, chicken and pastry. Thursday, barbecue pork chops. And Friday, it's spaghetti. CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Evans Street. Stop by CD's Grill for the best country cooking around.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or just have the blahs? Maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness on East 10th Street in Greenville offers IV hydration that can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, even fix a hangover. Locally owned and operated, the team at Revive Health and Wellness are experienced and licensed registered nurses that will assist you in preparing for your IV session. Call or text today with questions or to set an appointment with Revive Health and Wellness. 252-350-1805. That's 252-350-1805.
Pirate Radio.
We'll strap it on with anybody, anywhere. It doesn't matter. I know this. I want to win or lose with the group that we have in our locker room.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. If you've got damage from wood rot, smoke, fire, or water, consider it fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you, and we will be back with you Saturday at noon on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Again, not a great slate in the NFL. In fact, a bad slate on paper. Not a great slate in college football either. That guarantees we're going to have some great games this weekend. It seems like it always happens when the games on paper aren't that appetizing. We get some fantastic games with some wild finishes. Do you guys know where College Game Day is on Saturday?
I do not.
That is question one. I have a follow-up question after this.
It's somewhere weird. It's out west.
That is true. Oregon is playing UCLA.
Yeah.
Who will be the guest picker?
Snoop Dogg.
Shirley?
What do you say, Oregon?
No, it's L.A.
Oh, it's in L.A.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anthony Kiedis. No, he's not. I'm just
I was
throwing
going
out
to say,
names.
throwing out a name. Somebody that's synonymous with L.A.
Dr. Dre.
You know what? I'm just going to throw this out there because it was just the first name that popped into my head. George Lopez.
Okay.
Wow.
They're going the athlete route.
Okay.
Now, how many UCLA football players do you know from yesteryear? They had not many. Cade McNown, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
John Elway.
He went to Stanford.
I thought Elway. Who transferred there?
Troy Aikman transferred from UCLA.
There we go. That's
no, to UCLA.
I'm glad y'all remember this.
Anyway, they're going the basketball route, and they're bringing in Bill Walton.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I forgot that they
now
have that.
that would be interesting.
They have that hook in-house.
That is going to be a very strange segment.
Lee Corso and
Bill
Walton on the same set.
That's going to be
two
weird.
of the most interesting dudes you'll ever see. It'll be interesting. I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
It was post-game. No. This was NBA with Barkley and them. They were outside. They were at Staples Center. They were in L.A. And I was watching the other night, and Barkley and them kept saying, "Man, I'm gonna have to leave these clothes in the hotel room. I can't get on a plane smelling like this." Talking about, I guess, the aroma of the marijuana, the devil's grass that was going on out there. I'm just curious, like, what Bill Walton's going to be doing leading up to that appearance on game day.
The question is, will he be wearing some sort of tie-dyed something?
I'm going to say yes.
Either tie-dyed or Hawaiian.
I'm going to say a Grateful Dead tie-dye shirt.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right, so Bill Walton coming up on College Game Day.
I would have never guessed that one.
Also, can I just say that I need a break, and I'm getting one tonight. No Braves tonight. I'm exhausted. Like, sure, forget the players. What about the fans? What about me?
It's been this 5-game run has been something.
So somebody at trivia that's not a baseball fan is not following it. They were going into the playoffs, and I said, well, the playoffs start whenever. And he said, oh, and then they last another 3 months. I'm like, no, you're thinking of other sports because this thing flies by.
It does.
Because you get one travel day, and outside of that, you're playing every single day.
Yep.
And it is like excruciating. Even though the last two games have kind of been blowouts. And Shirley, your series has been a wild one too. You'll be back at it tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I can chill tonight with no Braves. Steve Rockefeller, by the way, Astros fan, not going to the game tonight. He's unable to attend.
Oh.
But he did tell me he hopes it's Braves Astros because the Astros would have home field advantage in that series. What do you think about tonight? You got a good pitcher on the mound. You're going with
Valdi,
who's been awesome in the postseason.
He
right?
has pitched very well, and we're going to need him to pitch very well tonight. It's win or go home. Our backs are against the wall. This is it for us. So we got to get our bats going again. I don't know what has caused our bats to go silent all of a sudden, but we got to wake them back up again.
The Astros starter will be Luis Garcia. He is sporting a 45 ERA in the postseason.
Say that again?
45.
Okay.
He gave up 5 runs in 2 2/3 against the White Sox. That included 3 walks. Against the Red Sox in the postseason, he gave up 5 runs in 1 inning. That included 3 walks. He likes to walk people and give up home runs. So there's something
that's a good recipe for the Red Sox, because we like to hit a lot of home runs and we love walks too. We just got to get we got to get out of our own head. We can't. We've had a lot of fielding mistakes in this game, and some of them we've kind of gotten away with because we had such a big lead in a couple of games. But when you're playing a close game and when the Astros are just, all of a sudden they decided they want to hit the ball too, you can't have the fielding mistakes that we've been having.
All right. Should be that series has produced the over, I want to say, in every game. Just runs, and more runs. Could be the same tonight.
I mean, between the two championship series, there have been a lot of balls hit out of the park.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're a baseball fan that loves just watching them just swat the ball into the ether, then these championship series have been fun to watch.
Which kind of goes against the grain, because you think playoff baseball, you think dominant starting, you think pitchers getting into the 6th, 7th inning. That is not happening anywhere.
No.
And kind of makes me nervous that Max Scherzer's throwing tomorrow night, and we might see one of those for LA. But anyway, let's get to the Fixed NC Live line. Maybe talk a little baseball, but get you ready for your football weekend with Brian North, who joins us today on Pirate Radio Live. North, how you doing?
Well, I'm making it clippy. Life is good. Cannot complain too much. How are you?
That sounds good, and I'm right there with you, man. And boy, great time of the year for a sports fan. On Thursday night, we had Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA, NFL, all playing at the same time, mixed in with some college hoops, college football, and some other things as well. And we'll talk football momentarily, Brian, but the Braves trying to make the World Series for the first time since 1999. I'm curious on your, remind us of your timeline, Brian. What were you doing in 99? Were you around here yet?
Yeah, I was in Eastern North Carolina. My first full year I got here in September of 98, so 1999 was the year Hurricane Floyd and hit us, and ECU had the miracle win against Miami and Raleigh, and the Braves were in the World Series.
You got a nice intro there to Eastern North Carolina. You were probably thinking, "What? I'm not going to stay around here very long."
Man, it was a wild couple of first years, and there was a ton of great memories. But mostly, my first years were marked with death and bad things, and every athlete I felt like I covered was dying. James Stewart won the U.S. in 99, and he died in a plane crash, and a couple of Panthers, a couple of Hornets. It just seemed like everybody that I came into contact, not everybody, but it was a really weird couple of years. Bobby Phil's dying in a car crash.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Fred Lane, the Panthers, getting shot and killed by his wife.
Wow.
It was some real crazy times.
Sorry, folks. Didn't know we'd go down this road right off the top of the conversation, but that's where we went. How about this, Brian? A little inside baseball talk. So, I'm come from a family of farmers, and my parents' house is, 40 feet from my grandparents' house, and I'm about 5 minutes away from both of their houses. So, I kind of always thought I would be around here if possible, if I could make a living here. In the sports TV biz, you guys bounce around quite a bit unless you can find a home. So when you got to Eastern North Carolina all those years ago, Brian, were you thinking I'll be here a couple years and move on, or were you thinking I want to stay here long term?
Yeah, I had a 5-year plan. When I had the job, I became the sports director, which is something that I wanted to do, and I was able to cover things that I always wanted to cover. An NFL team, even though they were 4 hours away, they were going to give you that opportunity. ACC sports, good college sports, Division I football, great high school stuff. I was just going to get the opportunity. So I had a 5-year plan. The thing with my 5-year plan was I didn't know what the next move was going to be. I, like you, grew up in a farm life, never liked living in big cities, didn't mind visiting them, but never wanted to live there. So I never knew what the next step was as far as the plan was. And then 5 years turned into 7 years, 10 years, 15, 20, and then, you get married and have some kids, and next thing you know, you're looking at the back end of your career and not going anywhere because this place has been so good to me.
Yeah, I mean, do people even consider you a New Yorker anymore, Brian? I mean, you're one of our own at this point.
Yeah, maybe the people I grew up with, but it's kind of funny. It's a proud moment when you have people from Eastern North Carolina who accept you as one of their own now, and I've been very fortunate that no one's kicked me out yet or tried to kick me out. So I've been welcomed with open arms, and being here 23 years now, there's a lot of people who think I'm from here, right? They don't know any different. So
yeah, and it's pretty cool, Brian. It's got to be neat for you. I think I saw one recently where a guy that you covered in high school says, I still watch Brian North. He used to cover my games. I think I saw that on Twitter a week or so ago. You probably get that quite a bit.
Now that you're getting second generation stuff,
yeah.
And when it was Wiley Jackson.
Yeah.
Who went to North Lenore, then went to East Duplin. He's got ECU connections as well. But when he transferred, his dad was fired at North Lenore and then went to East Duplin, and so Wiley went with him. And there was some contention there, and they went back and they played North Lenore, and they beat the crap out of them. So I've always called it the Wiley Wayne Jackson Bowl. They still do, even though they've been gone for a decade plus now. So that's one of the cool things when you're here for a while. You have history. Other people may not even know it, but you have some history that a few other people do know. Just like the Family Unity Bowl at J.H. Rose.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never let that die, even though a lot of people don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So there's just those type of traditions that I love, and that's the neat thing about being here for so long.
Speaking of those types of games, Brian is he loves a Trophy Bowl, and what was it? Okay, here it is. This is UAB versus maybe Memphis, because there are ribs involved. Did you see that trophy with just a full golden plated rack of ribs?
I didn't, but I like it.
I'm going to send that to you right now via Twitter, because this might be the best looking trophy you've ever seen. So, speaking of which, Brian, what do we got? 2 weeks left of high school football, regular season?
Yeah, this is the penultimate week, and then next week's the regular season. Teams like Newbern finishes up tonight. They've got a bye in their final week, so they've got that big game with D.H. Conley tonight, and the Bears win, and they wrap up the Big Carolina Conference. So, but yeah, we're down to next week's the last week of the regular season.
All right, this thing is moving along, and it has not gone off without a hitch, especially if you talk to Todd Lipe at Aiden Grifton and some other coaches, Brian. But I don't know, would you say overall it's gone smoothly, or I don't know, has it been a headache for these coaches across the East?
I think the beginning of the season was just crazy. We thought the spring was going to be nuts, and they got through it. And then the beginning of this year, I've never seen football coaches be so flexible and being able to move their schedules. There's teams that were scheduling each other Friday late morning and just getting on the bus and going. And that is so contrary to the nature of football coaches who want to control everything and have film study and do all this stuff. So I think we learned a lot this year about the ability for football teams to adjust a little bit better than they thought. And now we get into the conference season. Obviously, you have less flexibility, and they've mysteriously and wondrously found ways to not postpone their games so much, except for Aiden Grifton. But everybody else is, and Washington County, I think, is the other one that's having trouble right now. But everybody else has been able to get it in. And I would say overall, yeah, I would count this as a successful season so far. Look, some things could still happen, but so far it's been a pretty good year.
Talking to Brian North on the Fixed NC Live line. Pirates are 3-3. Houston Cougars are 5-1. Brian, both teams coming off a bye and will be fresh and ready to go for the game at TD ECU Stadium on Saturday. What do you think about the Pirates' chances heading into Houston as a 13.5-point underdog on Saturday?
Yeah, that's interesting, because ECU's feeling pretty good about where they're playing. I mean, obviously they didn't play well their last game, but you've had that time to really stew about it and correct some of your mistakes. And I'm curious offensively how they're going to make some adjustments, and if they start opening up the playbook or a little bit more, or finding a way to get in sync. But going on the road is the tough part, but you are well rested, and I like ECU coming off that bye week. Obviously, Houston is too, but I like the direction where this ECU program is going, and it's a curious game. Then they've got the short turnaround after that that's really tough. But I'm curious as to how they're going to come out and play. But look, I think they got as good a chance as anybody. Houston's kind of one of those weird unknown teams. It's kind of trying to figure out their identity as well. So I give the Pirates a chance with that defense. Defense travels, and if that defense can play well, they're going to be right in there.
Brian, any thoughts on the new friends in the American Athletic Conference?
feel like it's Conference USA all over again.
I'm calling it Conference USA 3.0, and especially if Conference USA folds, which now your James Madison Dukes look like they're potentially going to what, the Sun Belt? Like these Conference USA teams might be bolting for the Sun Belt as well. So I don't even know if Conference USA is going to be a thing.
So I like what the Sun Belt's doing better than what the AAC is.
Yeah.
The Sun Belt's trying to go more regional and get some of these regional rivals in,
and good teams too, like good programs.
They're soliciting JMU, and JMU for years has been interested in jumping to 1A from 1AA, and this could be the right invitation and the right time for them. I think they've kind of topped out at 1AA. I think they feel like they're recruiting pretty well. The only issue is they won't get as many transfers, I don't think, when they go up a level, but that who knows in this day and age of the transfer portal. But I think they're interested. They're filling the stadium a lot more now. They're getting these top quality wins. I think, like App State, I think they're kind of ready. They feel like they're ready to make that transition. So, and it seems like the Sun Belt is the right conference to go to at this point. I like what the Sun Belt is doing. They've got some good teams that are quietly making their way and doing really well, as long as they can keep some of those. Everybody's having the defection problem. But I like that better than I like what the AAC is doing and just trying to invite all these teams from all over the country instead of staying in a more regional concept, which I think could be a key here in the future. But everybody's chasing that TV money.
That it is. Brian North joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. We are the unofficial station of the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. When we talked to Brian North on Friday, we're giving him a pub if nobody else is, but 16th in the country. A weird one here, Brian. They go out of the ACC for a week before they begin their gauntlet back half of the schedule and play at West Point against Army. They are 3-point favorites. This is a tricky one for Wake Forest.
It certainly is, and they've had some really close games with Army in the past, and we always talk about styles make fights and matchups and all of those things. And boy, this is one of those matchups if you're a Wake Forest fan, if you're one of the 5 Wake Forest fans, this is one of those matchups that scare you because it's a ground and pound team with the option, and they just punish you. Well, Wake Forest likes to spread it out and seems to do better against those spread teams. So this will probably be the game that messes up Wake Forest's chance of getting into the playoffs, right? They'll probably go and run the rest of the row in the ACC, but they'll have that one loss to Army that'll mess them up. But, yeah, a really dangerous game. I think the last time they played at Army, they won or lost on a last-second field goal. Always seems like it comes down to a field goal, but they do play Army quite often.
Brian, we every week also talk about when will NC State slip up. Sorry, Pac fans, but you're probably thinking the same thing at home because you've watched this team over the years. Could it be? It certainly could be. Will it be this week at Miami Gardens in Florida against those Hurricanes, Brian North?
It's funny. NC State has to go from one end of the East Coast to the other. They were at Boston College last week. They played well coming off the bye week. Now they've got to go to the other end, down to Florida. Miami's a curious case. I'm wondering if those guys even want to play anymore. And so this is one of those step-up games for Miami to find out if they're just going to cash it in or if they're actually going to step up and play. So if NC State can jump on them early, I think you'll see Miami fold like a cheap tent. But you let Miami in that game early, and they could cause you some problems. But I wouldn't be the game I would pick for NC State to stumble just yet. But it's always out there, right? I don't think you can sit there and say everything's a guaranteed win for NC State on the schedule at this point. So I think they still – and Dave Doran's done a good job. He likes this group of guys. They seem to be focused game to game and can kind of compartmentalize. So, again, I think the key is that first quarter. They jump on Miami early, they'll fold. Miami sticks in it. They get some confidence. They're going to play loose. They've got nothing to play for at this point, really. They just want to go out there and play some good football if they can.
I said it last week. If the Boston College game was at noon, kind of a sleepy day at Chestnut Hill, I would have liked Boston College's chances more than a night game. And kind of the same case here. Didn't Wolfpack fans complain for decades about noon games? And now, Brian, they're playing under the lights, prime time, getting good TV spots. So this is another night game. Miami doesn't have the best home crowd. I think NC State will be able to fire themselves up and go down there and win that game. So we'll see.
You bring up a great point. NC State might lead the country in 7:30 games this year, at least under the light games, because they're playing a lot of them, and they seem to have benefited from it. They seem to enjoy that primetime atmosphere, and should be nice and warm in Miami. So yeah, it's interesting, and you're right. It's funny how Miami is supposed to be one of these powers, but their home crowds are horrible when they're not good, or
Yeah.
not playing anybody of significance. So, and I don't know if NC State quickens the pulse of the Cane fans in Miami.
Brian North joining us. North, I like to think that at least once a week, somebody is just coming out of a long coma that's tuning into the show. And this is for Coma Guy.
Yeah.
Top 25 Pittsburgh is a favorite over unranked Clemson, 3:30 on ESPN this Saturday. You tell somebody that the last 5 to 7 years, then, and it sounds crazy, but that is the case this year. And we talk about State, a huge chance for them to get to 3-0 in the ACC. Pittsburgh trying to get to 3-0, and they're favored to do so at Heinz Field against the Tigers.
And so if you want to give me your mortgage check for the month, Clip, I'll put it all on Clemson. This is those games where Clemson is going to correct things. You know, it's been jumping on the Pitt bandwagon lately, and certainly throwing Clemson under the bus. And Clemson's still got a good defense, right? And so what's the spread on that game?
I'm seeing Pitt by 3.5.
All right, 3.5. It'll probably be a close game, but
Brian North never talks like this, so I'm super intrigued now, and I'm running to my guy to pound the Tigers here.
Well, remember, I'm taking your mortgage money now.
Oh, okay. You're playing with mine, not yours. That's different.
I'm playing with your money on this one, so I would. If you Clemson is way too talented to not bust out at some point. Now, maybe I'm the fool for thinking it's going to happen this year, and maybe it won't with this offense, but it just feels like at some point for Clemson to bust out. And it just seems like this game seems right. It just seems like this is one of those bizarro games, as you mentioned, the Coma Guy. Clemson's going to get things straightened out and put Pittsburgh in its place.
They're going to win it for Coma Guy. This is a Coma Guy game, so let's go Tigers. Brian, let's see. Anything else? ACC? No, let's go to the Panthers from 3-0 to 3-3 pretty quickly. And now maybe a get-right game for them against the Giants. It is on the road, but the Giants have had their issues this year. And Panthers need McCaffrey back in the worst way right now. Played a wild one last week. Nice comeback to tie the Vikings, but the Vikings win in OT. So tough times for Matt Rule and the folks there in Charlotte.
So their get-right game was supposed to be the Eagles. Then it was supposed to be the Vikings.
Good point. We're running out of get-right games.
Right? And you bring up a great point with Chris McCaffrey, but I found it very telling this week that Matt Rule said, what are we doing? We are going back to running the ball. I don't care who's back there. We are not going to throw the ball 40 times a game, which I believe was a slight indictment on Sam Darnold and some of his decision-making. So they're going to pound whoever they are. They're going to go to the Mike Houston philosophy of we're going to send out our great defense and try and win the game and not screw it up offensively. And so the Giants seem like a good team to do that against. They've got injury problems. They've got all sorts of issues going on there. So we'll see if it works. The McCaffrey thing's intriguing, right? It's not that McCaffrey he's a great athlete with the ball in his hands. But what he does to cause defensive coordinators nightmares with the matchups. When you put Christian McCaffrey in the game, you have to pay attention to him. When you put Chuba Hubbard in the game, you don't pay the same amount of attention because he doesn't have the same type of skills. And that transitions down to everybody else and how the offense is run. So they've got to find ways to go with what they've got with putting McCaffrey on IR, whether that's running the ball, eating clock, and letting the defense out there to make plays. But I'm curious as to see what the offense looks like this week. But Matt Rule was adamant that they would not throw the ball 40 times a game and find a way somehow to run the ball.
Yeah, I heard that, and only 7 teams have ran the ball more this season than the Panthers. I will note that the Panthers are the only team in that group of the top 8 to 10 that have a average yards per carry under 4. They're at 3.9. So they have been running it. I think that was a reaction to when he looked at the stat sheet and saw Darnold was like, 14 of 40 or something like that?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he had dropped passes, and Sam Darnold's we got to be real careful with him. We talked about this at the beginning of the year, right? As you try to rebuild his confidence coming out of the Jets deal where he was sacked the second or third most times in the NFL, and it's already happening now with the Panthers. And I think you got to get the guy hit less because he's starting to see ghosts. His decision-making is starting to get worse. At the beginning of the year, you're like, okay, I can see the potential here. But the last 2 weeks, his decision-making, you're looking, it's a guy wide open over here, and you're throwing into a tight window over there, and it's just not working, or you're throwing it to the other team. So they're real worried about his confidence right now, making decisions, throwing the ball. They just got to find a way to get him right again.
Brian North joining us. North, enjoyed it, man. We'll lob you a phone call around 3:30 tomorrow. See if you're available. I don't know if that's feeding time, pumpkin time, what you'll be doing, but we'll try you anyway.
Yeah, that might be the good ideal time to do it. Yeah, let's check it out.
All right, we'll give it a shot. North, thank you, man. Have a great show tonight on the Blitz.
Hey, thank you. Real quick, you know that Chris Taylor kid that pummeled your Braves last year? Connection. Just throwing it out there for you.
Yeah, we could have ended the conversation before you said that. but we didn't. What was that? Evan Phillips? Was he a Wilmington guy too, Brian? You remember that name?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got. Oh man, I'm having some flashbacks of years past with the Braves right now. But North always likes the local angle, so good stuff there, Brian. We'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
All right, sounds good, bud.
There it is, Brian North joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, getting you set for your sports weekend. We'll take one last look at the Buccaneer Music Hall weekend scoreboard and let you know the games coming up tonight and our schedule for Saturday when we return and wrap things up on Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is full of flowers, each carried by someone committed to ending this disease. Right now, we need you to add your flower to the fight. Take part in the walk to help raise funds and awareness for a breakthrough in the fight against Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Come and join us on Saturday, October 23rd in New Bern, or you can walk from home by going to alz.org/walk.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Hey, this is John Grillo, the Bagel Man. You know I love bagels. I don't settle for frozen bagels. That's why we make our bagels right here in Greenville from scratch every day. If you're coming into Bagel Man, you'll notice that there's some renovation going on. Our menu is bigger and better than ever. Our sandwiches, heroes, subs, salads, wraps, bagel dogs, fresh baked pastries, and our new coffee bar. Soon we're going to be opening for dinner. Don't forget Bagel Man for all your catering needs on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holton Ahlers, and I couldn't do my job without my offensive line keeping me safe. Make sure your employees are safe by using ArcPoint Labs for your medical testing needs. From pre-employment testing to COVID test, ArcPoint Labs is there to serve Eastern North Carolina with accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Schedule an appointment at any of their 6 Eastern North Carolina locations or visiting them online at arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients. Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road across from Plant and See, Cuccinellas.com, and on Facebook and Instagram.
At Union Bank, we understand you live life on the go. That's why our banking options are designed to serve you, wherever you are. If you want to meet us in person at one of our local branches, complete banking tasks on the go from the mobile app, or bank from your office with convenient remote deposit and cash management services, we're everywhere you need us to be. Whether you're simply managing a busy schedule or an entire business, we're right there with you with personalized service and helpful tools. Call or visit us online at unionbanknc.com. Union Bank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Taking a look at your stock market report, the Dow was up 73 points and closed out the week at 35,677. The NASDAQ dropped 125 points. Finished at 15,090. The S&P was down 4 at 4,544. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
All righty, great sports weekend on tap, including East Carolina at Houston. We'll be with you at noon coming up Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Game is at 4. Post-game show begins right when the game ends. We'll be with you on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. Coming up tonight, a lot of sports action. By the way, the Hurricanes are 3-0. They won last night again. Also last night, SMU 55-26 as they put it on Tulane last night. And I was unable to send my congratulatory text to Damon Magazoo, because guess what? They blew another second-half lead. UNLV loses again. They have lost so many one-score games that it is it's quite sad, but it's going to happen soon. Coming up tonight, by the way, Middle Tennessee, like poor Blue Raiders. You never hear them in like conference realignment talk, and they're in the middle of Tennessee. They are just a big nothing burger.
I think it's the triple name. Like, you're both, like, it would be like if we were East Carolina State. Yeah, I think
you're
it
right.
makes you seem smaller. Just like UT San Antonio, if it was just San Antonio.
San Antonio University?
Right.
University of San
it would
Antonio?
have some cachet to it.
I agree. I like calling Middle Tennessee Middle. We're playing Middle.
What city are they located in?
I know this.
I don't.
I got like 1 minute to remember. Murfreesboro?
That is correct.
Yeah. Boom.
So they couldn't be Murfreesboro State. That doesn't really work.
Anyway, they play UConn tonight if you're interested. Memphis at UCF, Colorado State at Utah State, and Washington, Arizona is the college slate. Hornets in action tonight. They are on the road. They're 1-0. They play the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Red Sox and Astros, 8 o'clock tonight on Fox. Game 6 of the ALCS. As we leave you today, Southern Miss is moving to the Sun Belt, according to Pete Thamel. An official announcement coming next week. So there you go. The shifts just keep on happening.
Belt got funner.
Fun Belt is fun.
It is fun. I would love to be in that conference.
That's what's going on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, presented by Da Buck. We'll have plenty of scores and a lot of fun for you on Saturday at noon on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We will see you then. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of